Tonight we're in Big Sky Country and the Rodeo Runout, one of the great traditions at Montana State University. Tonight the 13-0 Bobcats continue their quest for a perfect season, an FCS National Championship. A worthy opponent tonight, their Big Sky rivals, the Vandals from Idaho. Welcome to the quarterfinal round of the NCAA Division I FCS Football Championship. You've got Idaho. You've got Montana State in this beautiful valley here in Bozeman. It doesn't get any better than this. Montana State, the 1 seed. The winner of this game plays either South Dakota, the Coyotes, or UC Davis in the next round. You've got South Dakota State and North Dakota State, the favorites in their games, which are tomorrow. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Bozeman. It's great to have you with us here tonight alongside my partner, Rini Ngoli, a former FCS All-American. I'm Clay Matvick. Morgan Uber will join us in just a little bit. So, Rini, these teams met here 2 months ago. It was all Montana State. What do you expect here tonight?
Well, the biggest difference is Jack Lane, the starting quarterback from Idaho, is playing tonight. He got hurt in week 1. He's come back. Didn't play in that game in October. He's playing tonight. That's the biggest difference for Idaho.
Montana State is loaded with stars this year. They've got the Offensive Player of the Year from the Big Sky and also the Defensive Player of the Year.
It's almost not fair, right? Tommy Mellott, probably going to be the Walter Payton Award winner, which is the Heisman of FCS if I was a betting man. He's dynamic in the run game, but oh, by the way, threw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns last week. And then Brody Grebe, he's such a tough guy to block off the edge. That's going to be Idaho's offensive line's biggest issue tonight, dealing with Grebe. And for Idaho, you have 2,000-yard receivers in Jordan Dwyer and Mark Hamper. If they can get some running game going, protect, they can take some shots down the field with these two.
All right, Morgan Uber is going to be down on the sidelines tonight. She's with Bobcats head coach Brent Vigen.
Coach, the last time that you faced Idaho, your quarterback, Tommy Mellott, 2 passing TDs and 2 rushing TDs. How does he replicate that type of offensive success?
He just got to play within our scheme. Tommy's a great player. He's had a great year for us. We don't need anything more or less. You just need to play him well and let the guys around him play well as well.
2 of your starters on offense were questionable coming into tonight. Tight end Rohan Jones and running back Scott Humphrey. What is their status?
They're both out tonight, but thankfully we have guys behind them that'll step up and get the job done.
Thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys.
All right, so the last meeting, Idaho came in as the team all beat up. And you just heard that there are a couple of offensive stars, Humphrey and Jones, the tight end, out tonight for Montana State. 48th meeting. The Vandals lead the all-time series, which goes back to 1905. This is a 3rd meeting in a little over 13 months. These teams are very familiar with each other. In fact, so much that Jason Eck is a former Montana State assistant. These coaches know each other well.
Not going to be any surprises tonight. It's who plays better. Now, you talked about Scott Humphrey and Rohan Jones. Now, that's 22 touchdowns of offense out for Montana State. But what that tells me is Adam Jones, 23, is going to get a lot of carries tonight for Montana State, Clay. And, of course, Tommy Mellott.
Idaho won the toss. They have elected to defer their option to the second half. So Montana State will receive. And Jared White is back deep. And Latin Henley is also going to be back to return this kick from Owen Adams, the true freshman out of Laurel, Montana. This field tonight going to be littered with Montana natives. That's also something special in this game. And we're underway from Bozeman. And this kick is going to bounce in the end zone, a touchback, and the Bobcats will start at the 25-yard line. All right, there he is, Tommy Mellott, the Big Sky Offensive Player of the Year. Touchdown Tommy, as he's known around these parts. Seems like he's been here forever. 32 career wins for him.
And when a quarterback like Mellott runs as much as he does, that's +1, right? You got an extra blocker in the formation, and the defense has to account for him every time.
So without Scott Humphrey in the backfield, they're going to start Adam Jones, the Big Sky Freshman of the Year. He's in the pistol behind Mellott. First play of the night. And they are going to go to Jones. And this running game has been so good all year long. Not much that time. James Newby and Larman combined on the stop. This Idaho defense, Rini, had no answer for the run game back in October.
Well, Dan Jackson's happy right there, the defensive coordinator. You hold him to 1 yard on first down. You won first down. as we take a look at the numbers for Montana State, one of the most prolific rushing attacks in the country.
Ryan Lonergan, tight end, shifts to the right side. Malott out of the gun on 2nd down and 9. Play action pass. He's going to uncourt for the first time, and he's a little high to Lanyata Alexander, the transfer from Washington. And so now 3rd down and 9, and this is where Idaho wants him all night.
Yeah, and Alexander's a big receiver, 6'3", and this is Tommy Malott. Just being a little too pumped up here. Sales on. You see how he threw that, kind of didn't step into the throw. He's got to turn those hips and step into that throw.
2nd in the country. In converting on 3rd down, it's over 54%. They need the 35-yard line. Keep this opening drive alive. Empty backfield for Malott. Here comes the pressure off the edge. Sings it down the middle. It's complete. Caught at the 45 by Alexander. They go back to number 2. This time it's good for a 1st down, a gain of 21.
Excellent protection. Idaho does not send a blitz. They only rush 4. Good protection. Watch the middle of the field. The big receiver, Alexander, is going to go right down the middle. Malott steps up in the pocket and puts it right on him. That's a big conversion, 3rd and long.
Again, Lonergan, the tight end, moves to the right side. Adam Jones in the backfield on the left hip of Malott, and he will get it. Good run across midfield into plus territory for the first time. Isaiah King, the linebacker, makes the stop. And the matchup to watch here tonight as we look at the replay is going to be in the trenches.
Yeah, and if they can get 4 or 5 yards on 1st down, that's where Montana State is going to feast. You know, Larmont 5 and 52 in the middle. Dallas Afalava, they have to be stout up there in the middle for Idaho.
First down from inside the 48 of Idaho. Here's Malott, so dangerous on his feet, looking for room on the edge. Just about got out of the tackle of Jackson Eck, the coach's son at middle linebacker. Eck was able to bring him down short of the line to gain.
Well, and if Eck doesn't make this tackle, this comes out the backside, and I think Tommy Malott takes this to the house if he can beat the safety 18 McCormick. But what a tackle by Jackson Eck.
Eck, first team All Big Sky, just a sophomore. And you can tell he's a coach's son. He's like an extra coach on the field.
Very smart. Read it, recognize, and react on that play and made the tackle.
So 3rd and about 1.5 yards. Opening series for Montana State. They're going to keep it on the ground. Jones has all kinds of room on the near sideline. Gets to the sideline. And he's pushed out of bounds from behind by Jack Johnson. Inside the 10-yard line, out at the 9. A gallop of 35 yards.
Well, that's what speed does. Fastest player on the team. He presses the hole, and then he bounces it. He's been timed at 22 miles an hour, and he just outruns the defenders. No edges set, and a big-time run from Adam Jones.
You know, when you're 2nd in the country at 309 rushing yards per game as a team, everybody's got a block. Lanyata Alexander, the wide receiver, threw a great block out on the edge as Colson Kuhn comes in at running back for the first time tonight. 1st down, goal to go for the Bobcats. And it is Kuhn. Tries to cut it up inside, and he's cut down by Tommy McCormick, the All Big Sky safety.
And, you know, talking to defensive coordinator Dan Jackson, he specifically talked about McCormick, Jackson Eck, tackling better than they did when they were here in October. Early on, they're doing that.
Here's Tommy Malott coming off his first career 300-yard passing game last week against UT Martin. 4 touchdown passes, a school playoff record. He's got it 2nd down and goal to go with this Bobcats offense, and Kuhn in the backfield as he slides under center for the first time tonight. They keep it on the ground with Kuhn, slips 1 tackle, then gets inside the 5, down at the 3. Dwayne McDougal makes the stop, so it's 3rd down and goal after that 5-yard pickup.
Yeah, good cut by Kuhn. That's just outside zone. That's their bread and butter. Good vision as he cuts this back inside. Can't get into the end zone. Another good tackle there by McDougal, the other safety. And here we go, 3rd and short, 3rd and goal.
32 red zone touchdowns, most in the FCS this year. Great opening drive. They're trying to cap it here. 3rd down and goal to go. Off the play fake. Malott to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Rylan Schlepp, the tight end in the corner, hangs on. And the Bobcats get out in front.
Well, Idaho decided to defer. Montana State takes it down the field. And really good coverage on that play. Malott puts it up to Schlepp, the big tight end. He goes up and makes a heck of a catch in the corner.
Miles Sandstead comes on. Extra point is good. What an impressive opening drive for the home team. 9 plays, 75 yards in under 5 minutes. 7-0 Bobcats.
The season of tangy barbecue sauce, pork, onion, pickles on home-style buns. It's that time of year. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
We ready?
I need to get me a new phone.
You need to trade in that old busted up phone. You can get you a brand new iPhone 16 Pro from T-Mobile. It's on them. At T-Mobile, it's better over here. Families save 20% every month. What a deal.
To all you new and existing customers, trade in your busted old phone, and T-Mobile will give you a brand new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. Plus, families can save 20% when they switch.
T-Mobile is one of none. Go get that.
What he said.
And Doug.
Whoa, we moved. We're in a parade. Everyone, customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. Customize and save.
And then I wake up.
And you have this dream every night?
Yeah, every night.
I see.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This is Commander Randall Leslie, captain of the future USS Idaho. From here in Groton, Connecticut, the crew has a message to the University of Idaho. I-D-A-H-O! Idaho, Idaho, go, go, go!
And they're building that ship out on the East Coast as we speak now, rooting for the Idaho Vandals, who are now down a touchdown early as Rylan Schlepp gets his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. What a drive for Montana State.
You know, and Idaho had them where they wanted early. 3rd and 9, you got to get off the field. 3rd and long. Malott hit his big receiver to keep that drive alive in Alexander, and they take it out in and score.
Here's Andrew Marshall, very dangerous return man, and it's a good one here. Dancing close to the 30-yard line. He has a punt return touchdown this year, a kickoff return touchdown this year. He's very slippery, and he sets up Idaho just shy of their 30-yard line, as we'll introduce you to Jack Lane. He threw for a career-high 318 yards and 3 touchdowns against Lehigh last week, his first postseason start. Now remember, he did not play against Montana State a couple of months ago, was out with a broken collarbone, suffered in the opener against Oregon. Boy, the Vandals happy to have him back.
That's the biggest difference. He's a leader, he's a coach on the field. He just got to make sure he keeps his emotion in check early here.
They motion out the running back. He wants to throw on 1st down, and he's complete to Jordan Dwyer, his ace receiver. Gets out to the 48-yard line for a 1st down right out of the gate. You mentioned Dwyer, a 1,000-yard receiver, 10 touchdowns. They want him involved early.
And they did a nice job blocking. Lane was able to step up in that pocket, beat the rush, and throw a strike to Dwyer.
That's a pickup of 18 for the Vandals. After that loss here in October, they were 4-3, had a bunch of injuries. They could have tanked, but instead they've won 6 in a row, and they're looking for retribution. They check it down. Here's Mark Hamper. There's a little tunnel screen for the receiver, the all-conference wideout. Polidor, the free safety, makes the stop, but that's another first down.
That's exactly what it was, Clay, a tunnel screen. And you like to do that against aggressive defense, right? Montana State looks aggressive early, come underneath behind them with a little tunnel screen, so you hit your top 2 receivers first 2 plays of the game. It's pretty good.
We talked to Bobby Daly, the defensive coordinator for Montana State. He said the biggest thing is stop the run, but we haven't seen one yet.
Showing them a little different, you know, coming out passing.
From the 39 of Montana State. Now they'll get a taste of the running back. Day-Day Buchanan, the redshirt freshman. As you mentioned, Idaho was held to just 91 yards on the ground in October. Buchanan had 49 of those.
And at the end of the day, this game's going to be one right there in the trenches. Offensive lines versus defensive lines. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? Montana State did it handily last time. Can Idaho step up tonight?
All of those teams ranked. Oregon in the FBS, Davis, and Montana State in the FCS. 2nd and 7. There's Dwyer again, and that's going to be another first down. Man, Dwyer was terrific last week. He's been terrific all season.
And good recognition where the one-on-one is. And so, you know, if you're going to give cushion to Dwyer like that, good throw by Lane, and just get it into the hands of your most explosive players. Because if Dwyer can break that tackle, he can take it to the house. Good job, though, by Powdrell coming up there with that tackle.
Look at the last 2 games. Just piling up the yards, 3 touchdowns. He's going to line up top of your screen as Cortez Menabar goes in motion. Inside handoff here for Buchanan, finds a little seam, and then it's spun down near the 20-yard line by Paul Brott, the nose tackle. But this Idaho team, after getting the ball run down their throats, the offense comes out and they're moving it here pretty easily against Montana State.
And Paul Brott actually spun him a couple extra yards.
Buchanan gets inside the 20. It's Powdrell again making the stop.
Now look what Idaho's doing here. They're going with a little tempo, a little pace, and they're throwing first, running second. They're throwing the ball tonight to set up the run.
This will be a 3rd and short, and they're going to bring out Rocco Cope, their true freshman quarterback, who they use in Wildcat situations. He's got a couple of rushing touchdowns this year. And it's just somebody else that Montana State has to think about in the run game.
And he's 220. He's built pretty big.
3rd down and 2. He'll keep it. Gets a nice block. Lowers his head. Did he get it? Neil Daly, the weak side linebacker, wrapped him up. It's going to be close.
Yeah, that nose of the football needed to touch the 17. He's short. And I think there's no question at all. Jason Eck's going to go for this year. There was issues in the kicking game last week. He's got to be aggressive. You got to score touchdowns if you want to win this game. He's going to go for this.
So Coke comes out as he ran behind Hayden Kinchlow, their fullback. And so now 4th and inches as Lane is back on the field. They're 8 of 19 this year on 4th down. Not great. Buchanan hit. 2nd effort. I don't think so.
He didn't get it, Clay.
Turnover on downs. McCade O'Reilly and Brody Grebe, the aforementioned Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. Great combination stop. And the Bobcats with a touchdown lead have it back when we come back.
Welcome back to Nada Yada Island, the reunion. Janina, were you able to find your perfect match on the island?
Well, I'm proof you don't have to settle.
Whoa, Apple Watch SE and iPhone 12?
Guess who else is bundled up?
Hey, Max. I got them both, too. Anybody can in Metro.
At Metro, everyone gets their perfect match. iPhone 12 with 5G and Apple Watches E for only $99.99. Only at Metro.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser.
Faster! Faster!
yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Mickey only wants one thing for Christmas. For Santa to bring the NBA to Walt Disney World.
We'll start by dressing up Main Street, USA for a live animated game between the Spurs and Knicks. And we'll add a very special halftime dunk contest.
It's time to dunk the halls. Spurs, Knicks, with Mickey and Friends. Christmas Day at noon.
The 2024 NCAA FCS Championship. Stream every game on ESPN+.
It's time to dunk the halls. Christmas Day at noon.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras and Humba. And every match on ESPN+.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Bozeman. Montana State leads it 7-0. Idaho just had it on 4th down. Watch Greeby, 41 from the top with the penetration, gets all the way across, and then you see the great linebacker O'Reilly come in and get the tackle for the loss. And I know everyone's screaming at the TV, Clay. Quarterback sneak, get under there. Don't give a defensive line that good time to penetrate. And that's what it does when you run A-gap out of the pistol set.
And so Idaho with a nice drive, but they get nothing out of it. And they were hoping for a fast start tonight against Brent Vigen's team. You can see that the defense has been so good, especially early on. Remember, Idaho fell behind 14-0 in the first quarter back in October, trailed 24-0 at the half, and now Montana State has it. They're going to start at their own 18, leading 7-0. Adam Jones looking for room on the left side, not much. Jakari Larman, the big 6'2", 315-pound defensive tackle, makes the stop. Need no gain.
Yeah, and Jakari Larman happens to be from Rochester, New York, my hometown, so I know he's a tough kid. And Dan Jackson talked about him specifically. Number 5 in the middle there has to have a good game for them to win. And nice play right there on 1st down.
Taco Dowler lines up in the slot on the left side. Jones in the backfield. Dowler bouncing around in motion. Ahead of their 2nd and 10. Again, they run it with Jones. Look at a handful. McCormick twists him down, and now here's another opportunity for Idaho to get off the field. They talked to us this week. We've got to force some 3-and-outs. They only forced one Montana State 3-and-out back in October.
Yeah. Well, now they're in a predictable passing down, so Idaho can call the defensive accordingly. You know, that time McCormick was up in the run box, made that nice tackle. Now they got to defend the pass here.
Well, it looked like there was some movement on the right side for Montana State. Titan Fleischman, right tackle.
False start. Offense. Number 66. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down. Got to bring it.
It's a really good offensive line, Rainey.
Yeah.
It's huge, too. The starters average 6'4", 305 pounds. It's part of the reason they've been dominating in the run game this year.
When you saw the defensive end, Keyshawn James Newby kind of flinched there, but he wasn't in the neutral zone, so he did not cause Fleischman to do that, so it is a false start.
So now at 3rd and 11. Dowler motions to the right. The long snap count for Malott. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Malott got rid of it, and it's caught for a 1st down. Ty McCullough got the yardage necessary and much more. He's out across the 40-yard line. The transfer from Colorado State having a big year. That's his 1st touch.
What a throw by Tommy Malott. He throws his ball before McCullough comes out of his break. When McCullough turns, the ball is right there on the money, makes the catch, and it's a first down. Big time throw by Tommy Malott. Known for his running game, he can sling it too.
That's a gain of 25. McCullough caught a touchdown last week in the win over UT Martin. And 2nd round victory for the Bobcats. Now here's Jones again. He's hammered down after gain of 1. That was King, the linebacker. But, you know, you talked about Malot's ability to run. And, of course, he can throw, as we just saw. But you've got to account for the quarterback on every single play when you're taking on touchdown Tommy.
There is a player that it's going to account for Malott every play. And so normal defenses, you just don't have to do that with a quarterback. With Montana State, you have to on every play.
Dan Jackson, the defensive coordinator for Idaho. He was the linebackers coach at Vandy last year. He's done a nice job with this unit. 2nd down and 9. Malott fakes the handoff, throws, and it's underthrown and picked off. There's Isaiah King again. What a first quarter he's had. And Malott is intercepted.
And it was pressure right up the A-gap that got to Malott. Zach Johnson, the linebacker, comes up the middle. I actually think he either got a piece of the ball or hit Malott's arm to force that interception.
Well, that is the kind of early season success this Idaho defense needed. They get the first turnover of the night. A pick by Isaiah King.
Y'all see this? Patrick Mahomes is saying goodbye. People was tripping.
Where are you going?
He was actually saying goodbye to his old phone.
I'm switching to the amazing new iPhone 16 Pro at T-Mobile.
It's the first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. That's like peanut butter on jelly on gold. Get 4 iPhone 16 Pro on us. Plus 4 lines for $25. And save on every plan versus the other big guys. What a deal. That's a lot if you ask me. If y'all giving it away too fast, T-Mobile, slow down.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 combined cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Dakota State back in the day. It's done a nice job with this Idaho unit. All right, they've got great field position now. Had a really nice first drive, but came up with no points.
Get the takeaway. You've moved the ball nicely. You got stopped on 4th down. You can't do that in a game like this. They know that. Got to finish these drives off with points, preferably touchdowns. But you've been moving it well.
From their own 45-yard line, Buchanan starts in the backfield. Jack Lane steps up in the pocket. He's going to go deep, taking a shot, man wide open. It's Dwyer. Touchdown. Vandals. 55 yards. So Schleissner takes a shot, and he comes up aces.
So that's sudden change. Now, there was a timeout, so it wasn't that sudden, but those are the plays, those are the shots you take after a takeaway by your defense. They just did it after a TV timeout. And a big-time throw by Jack Lane. And Dwyer is a guy, I mean, you got to stay on top of him because he'll take the top off of it, which he did right there.
This is Cameron Pope, and he'll slam home the extra point to tie the game at 7.
Right side of the screen, Dwyer, he's in the slot, and you see a little double move. Fakes to the corner, gets to the post. It was Ryland or the safety. And that's the matchup you want if you're Idaho. You want your best receiver on a strong safety from Montana State. That's what they got by putting Dwyer in the slot. Big time play.
So Dwyer's third touchdown catch of this postseason. Lane, his 13th touchdown pass. And that's the reason that they wanted Lane back, because he's got that kind of arm. Let's go down to Morgan.
Wide receiver Jordan Dwyer just came off the field, and he was fired up. A fierce look in his eyes, walking down the sideline, high-fiving every single guy. Still receiving high fives over here on the sideline after that touchdown, and really silencing the crowd of this Montana State crowd, guys.
Well, and this game's already night and day different from last time they were here in October. Tied at 7, and you feel like more confidence out of Idaho. This time I talked about, you mentioned it earlier, it's the third time these teams have played in 20 games, so they know each other really well, and I had a feeling we were in for a good game tonight.
And this one's going to be a touchback as well. Montana State comes out to the 25. This is the quarterfinal round of the NCAA Division I FCS Football Championship. It's great to have you with us here from Bozeman. Coverage continues next Saturday with semifinal coverage on ABC beginning at noon. And for more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. He's Rini Angolia. I'm Clay Mathick, Morgan Uber. Down on the sidelines on this chilly night in Bozeman. Temperatures are going to get into the upper 20s as we carry on. Not a lot of wind, though. It's actually pretty pleasant as Adam Jones gets another carry. And he bursts for 5 on first down.
Had a chance to make a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Jones is able to break it. Stay ahead of the chains here on first down.
This Idaho defense really came up with a big play on the last drive. The interception by Isaiah King, which of course led to their first touchdown.
Now you see the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration by that defensive line, and then it was Zach Johnson with that penetration. Gets the hit on Malott and forces that interception.
Malott 3 of 5 passing, 49 yards and a touchdown throw. He wants to run, and he's very good at it. Out across the 40 to the 41, another tackle for Eck. But there's an 11-yard scamper for Tommy Malott.
Well, and Tommy Malott's a lot faster than people give him credit for. And that was an RPO. You saw McCullough coming out there. He could have passed it, but he knew right away, okay, I'm reading it. It's run. I'm going to tuck it and go. And as you said, 11-yard run.
Such a great athlete. Passed for 2, ran for 2 touchdowns, including a 66-yard touchdown run to open the scoring against Idaho back in October here. Just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. From the 41, first down, wanting to pass is Malott. Down the seam, he's got a man wide open, and it's dropped by McCullough. Right in the basket, Malott put it there for Ty McCullough, and he bobbled it.
That's a great play call by offensive coordinator Tyler Walker. Every defender for Idaho is within 8 yards. Almost 11 players in the box. You see McCullough split it, gets over the top. Hits him right in the hands, and it's just the ball he needs to catch and take it on in for a touchdown. He knows that. You can't place it out there any better if you're Tommy Malott.
And the guy he had beat was Andrew Marshall, one of the fastest guys on the field here tonight.
That would get McCullough back out there and go right back to him.
Jones cuts it up, runs into his own offensive line, and goes down after a short gain. So it'll be 3rd and long with 45 seconds to go in the quarter. Eck with the tackle.
A good penetration by that defensive line of Idaho. And we talked about that matchup coming into this game. They're playing well early, is Idaho.
Montana State 4 for 4 converting on 3rd down tonight. We're going to check the play. Empty backfield. They need the 49 of Idaho. Malott, he's going to take off. Man, you can't give him that much room. First down, Bobcats. And that'll be the final play of the opening frame.
And that's the problem. He recognizes the coverage. He's got 5 wides out. Once those defenders turn, he comes up. He sees that green turf ahead of him. First down. Bobcats ball on the other side. We're tied at 7 in Bozeman.
Let's go down to Morgan, who's with the coach.
Here with Idaho head coach Jason Eck. Coach, giving up that first down there, but how have you seen your defense settle in since that first touchdown?
We're doing a much better job of stopping the run than the last time we're here, and I really like the way we responded the second series after we giving up a touchdown to come back and get that turnover. That was huge.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Jason has taken Idaho to the playoffs 3 straight years. FCS Assistant Coach of the Year in 2019 when he was with South Dakota State. Says we need to play perfect tonight to pull this off. So far, not so bad. Malott picked up a first down before the end of the first quarter and pretty good on the hook here again as he's out near the 40-yard line of Idaho.
I mentioned his speed earlier. They really have the edge set pretty good, does Idaho, but he just outruns the defender, 31 Bertram. Turns the corner and you think, okay, I strung it out. Well, no, you got 8 yards on first down, and that's all Tommy Malott and his speed.
4 carries, 34 yards already for the quarterback. Third-year captain. These Bobcats took this team to a national championship game his freshman year. He has become a cottage industry here in Bozeman. Out of the gun again. Quick throw to the outside for Dowler. Taco Dowler getting involved in the offense. Quickly wrapped up by McCormick, maybe a yard. So here comes a third down and short.
And McCormick's one of the best, if not best, tackler right there, 18 for Idaho. He's the boundary safety. You've got to be a great tackler. He's got over 100 on the year. But you see how quick he comes up there, makes that tackle, and keeps him short of the first down.
Feed it to Jones. He's hit immediately. Boy, and this is going to be close. Tommy McCormick, first team All Big Sky safety, comes in. At the point of contact, he levels the ball carrier, Adam Jones, and this is going to be very close.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark him short. He needed to get to the 37. They did mark him short. Good penetration. And I believe it's 4-down territory for Montana State and Brent Vegan as well. I think they won't hesitate here.
Well, when you've got the kind of rushing attack they have. Now, with that said, Scott Dre Humphrey is out tonight. One of the top running backs in the FCS, but they really like Adam Jones. And, of course, you've always got Malott as he slides under center. 4th and 1. It is Jones, and he's got the first down fairly easily to the 35.
And I like the under center there, right? We talked about it with Idaho on 4th down. Montana State gets under center. Now it's a lead play to Jones. You got a tight end coming around with a pull, and it's just a downhill run. Longer in the tight end, nice block, good job up front. That's what I love to see on 4th and 3rd and short right there. Just that downhill run, quarterback under center. A little old school back when I used to play.
Many moons
ago.
How about Adam Jones now? All-time freshman rushing record here at Montana State. Big Sky freshman of the year. Averages over 7 yards per carry. Play action here for Malott. And that's going to be incomplete. A little too tall for Ty McCullough. Jakari Larman coming right down the middle again, pressuring the quarterback.
And I tell you, when McCullough came out of his break, I thought 7 Marshall grabbed him. I thought I was going to see a flag. Doesn't come down. Let's take a look, see how my eyes are. He's got his hands on him there. He seemed like a little hook with the right hand. I've seen less thrown, but I don't have a problem with a no call there. He got it off quick, and it goes incomplete. And I like, this is a Missouri Valley Conference crew. By the way, it's a split crew, meaning these are the best at their position that got graded out this season.
All right, so are you giving that a drop, or is that on the quarterback?
I think it's more on Malott.
Okay, because McCullough already with a drop tonight. Now Malott wants to take off. Spins out of a tackle and bursts inside the 30-yard line. Keyshawn James Newby brings him down, but it's a 6-yard pickup for Malott. And another 3rd down.
Yeah, just there's the +1, right? Quarterback keeps it. You got to account for him. You saw Eck come up, but Malott not only has good speed, but he's a tough runner from that quarterback position.
It's a long drive. This will be play number 12 for Montana State. 3rd down and 4 from the 29-yard line. Idaho love to force a field goal attempt from Brendan Hall. Malott throws, and it is nearly intercepted again. McCormick got a hand on it. Maybe 2.
McCormick reads this perfectly, undercuts it, and if he catches this ball, he's got a pick 6. And really give credit. I think McCullough was able to kind of reach back in and get a hand on it and knock it away from McCormick. But McCormick's been playing lights out so far in this game for Idaho.
It's actually going to be Sandstead who comes out to kick it. Brendan Hall's their kickoff specialist. This is a 46-yard attempt. 12 of 16 this year with a long of 49, so within his range, and he's got it. So not the way Montana State would have liked to end the drive, but they get points, and it's now a 10-7 lead Bobcats.
There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Take a look and you see into your imagination.
Real Amazon customer reviews, performed by a real serious actor. I kept getting asked, "Hey, what brand of mascara do you use?" I asked, "Is this because everyone saw me cry in public, but my mascara still looked great?" The answer was, yes. 5 stars. Angel B.
My truck wears Coopers because we promise our customers door-to-door service.
Go
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Ooh, the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers deal is back. 2 single cheeseburgers for only $5, or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7? For real? Oh, tell me it's as good as it looks. Deal this good speaks for itself, I guess. But you better get it before it's gone. DQ, happy tastes good.
If you hit a quarterback and if they got up, you didn't do your job.
And there is no magic formula for controlling the New York Sack Exchange.
Playoff with the new ESPN Fantasy CFP Bracket Challenge presented by AT&T. Sign up today.
Clay, Reedy, Morgan back here in Bozeman as we're watching just a terrific football game as you look at our college football playoff bracket and some great first-round matchups. I know you like the Tennessee-Ohio State matchup.
I love that one. And then, you know, Indiana-Notre Dame, a little in-state game there. Used to the conditions. Those are the two I'm going to be focused on the most. But listen, this is the original playoff bracket, baby. FCS football tonight.
Yeah, the FBS first year of the 12-team playoff. The FCS has been doing this since the early 80s. Now it's a 24-team tournament, and we're down to 8. And Montana State, the 1 seed, leading the 8 seed Idaho, 10-7 as Jack Lane comes out, 5 for 5, 98 yards and a touchdown pass.
You know, leave enough big brands out of the playoff in FBS, and they might make it to 24 too.
That's right. Eli Cummings checks in the backfield. He hasn't touched the ball yet. He's got it now, and he's got a burst. First down and more. On his feet across the 45 and angles out near the 50. What a run for Eli Cummings, their #1 running back to start the year. Didn't play in this game because of injuries back in October.
Yeah, that's a great sign. He missed a month. You see his speed there. He's healthy now, and it's great to have Eli Cummings back. Came back last week, and I think kind of knocked the cobwebs off and looked really good right there. Good explosion.
That's their second explosive play tonight, a play of 20 yards or more. Back in October, the Vandals only had 1. Play action. Lane lobs it up for Dwyer. He had to wait for it, and he got it. Jordan Dwyer, great patience, and made that catch around John Johnson in the secondary, a gain of 35.
Yeah, there's a reason why Jordan Dwyer is the most targeted receiver. Lane puts it up, recognizes he's got John Johnson beat. Johnson never locates the ball, and I love how Dwyer goes up and gets it. Doesn't give the DB a chance to make a play on the ball. It's a big-time catch by Jordan Dwyer.
That's his 4th catch, 82 yards. Has a touchdown tonight. He'll line up at the top of your screen. Lane looking for Dwyer again on the slant route, and that's complete. Right in front of Andrew Powdrell, the All Big Sky cornerback. That's a gain of 4 for the Vandals.
Nice little pitch and catch. You got a good cushion there, so just a little inside slant by Dwyer. Lane puts it on him, and it's a nice pickup on first down.
Really like how this offense is moving here tonight compared to what we saw 2 months ago. 2nd down and 6. Now Dwyer one-on-one at the bottom of your screen. They go back to Cummings, and he is upended at the 10-yard line by Drew Polidor. Man, a hard tackling free safety, throwing his body around. Just a 1-yard gain, so it's 3rd and medium.
Yeah, Polidor comes in, makes that tackle. Remember, Caden Dollar, starting free safety, out for the season, tore his ACL. Polidor comes up there, makes a nice tackle.
So this Montana State defense, the #6 scoring defense in the FCS, allowing 17 points per game. Held Idaho to just 7 in October. But here are the Vandals knocking on the door. This is a big third down play. Oh, there's motion on the left side. Aiden Knappich, the left tackle, jumped out of his stance.
Ball start. Offense. Number 75. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
And you got to believe that's the closed end of the stadium. It's packed there. It's really loud. Got to believe that one crowd-induced.
You know, the Vandals were certainly affected by the crowd at times in their first matchup. So now this is 3rd and long. The tight end is Alex Moore. He goes in motion. Jack Lane has time to throw. Goes to the end zone and a tie, incomplete. Emerson Cortez Menevar had a step on Taden Gray, but it fails to click, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, he had Cortez Menevar. Could have got that throw down a little bit. I think he could have got a score, but a very clean pocket for Lane. Tremendous job by the offensive line. Montana State not getting any pressure.
Cameron Pope sets up for a 32-yard attempt. The hold of L.J. Harm. Kick is on the way and right into the student section. It is good. What a game we have in this FCS quarterfinal. Tied at 10 in Bozeman.
Well, put me on the naughty list. This has never happened before. Let's see. And that, people, is why we have Target Circle 360.
Hey, dear! Don't miss anything on your list with unlimited same-day delivery.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Drumming, all your friends humming, yeah, it's a good time coming. Everything you want it, it's right here, y'all. Everything you need it, it's right here, y'all. We got the tunes bumping, got the kids jumping, yeah, it's a good time coming.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Get in there. Get in there. Get in there tight. Keep it quiet.
Way down in the valley! Way down in the valley! I heard a mighty call! I heard a mighty call! It was a mighty, mighty band! It was a mighty, mighty band! And it went like this! And it went like this! Iddy-iddy-iddy-o! Iddy-iddy-iddy-o! Oh, oh, oh! We chew tobacco and we spit! We chew tobacco and we spit! If you ain't Vandal, you ain't... If you ain't Vandal, you ain't...
Those were the Vandals last week before their win over Lehigh. They're equally as fired up tonight to take on this 1-seed Montana State. South Dakota, UC Davis tomorrow. South Dakota State, the 2-time defending FCS champions, taking on Incarnate Word in Brookings and at the Fargo Dome. The Bison and Mercer.
Been chalk so far, right? 1 through 8. I love them singing there. Coach Jason Eck right in the middle, one of the guys.
Yeah.
Love it.
Wow, this is a big, big mistake for Idaho.
Well, Jason Eck told us he was going to be really aggressive on special teams. You try an onside kick, you got to get it 10 yards.
It didn't even go 10.
Yeah.
And a big break for Montana State. Elisha Cummings getting a little talking to there on the sideline. Well, you roll the dice and you hope that you come up a winner, and that doesn't happen here for Jason Eck. And Idaho, let's see it again.
And they just tried one of those little pooch kicks, but it's got to go 10. You see the players there ready to recover it, and they know it's got to go 10. And love the aggressiveness, just didn't pull it off.
So Montana State from the 38. Great field position to start this drive. And Adam Jones carries for a gain of 4. Time of possession was dominated by the Bobcats by 15.5 minutes the first time they met back in October. You can see it's pretty lopsided again so far here tonight.
And now the Idaho defense got some pressure on them, right? Because you give the ball back to Montana State in great field position. See if Montana State can take advantage of it.
Do you like that call?
I like the aggressiveness. He just didn't pull it off. It's one of those things, if you pull it off, it's great. If you don't, why'd you do it? Because it's 10-10. Trying to steal possession is what he was doing there.
Malott out of the gun. Fakes the handoff, keeps it. Looking for room on the near side. Gets out of a tackle in the backfield and runs out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Chased to the sideline by McDougal. He'll pick up 6.
And he's stuck in the kicking net. Hopefully they can get him out. It's all right. Gonna fake to Jones. Press it. You see the big receiver Alexander come out, and then he just bounces it.
Remember back when he was a freshman, as he did pick up the first down, just enough to get it. They were running him up to 30 times per game. Yeah. They are much more measured with his running.
Yeah, they want to keep him more upright if possible. But with no Scott Trey Humphrey today, you're going to probably see more of Tommy Malott in the run game.
First down. And it's Malott again. And he's down to the 21-yard line. Let's go down to Morgan.
Well, we've seen Tommy Malott a number of times take off and use his feet tonight. But guys, over on this sideline, I was watching him. He was sitting there repeatedly going through his throwing motion with the ball in his hand, sitting on the heated benches. He even went up against the kicking net. We just saw him go through it. He was throwing against the kicking net when his defense was on the field. He really took a more concerted effort to become a better passer, although we haven't seen too much of that yet tonight.
Thanks, Morgan. And he can throw it, but they like to run with him first and foremost. As the offense, as Tommy Malott goes, so does the offense of Montana State. There's no doubt.
Malott wants to throw now, shrugs and zings it to the outside to Adam Jones, who's a very good pass-catching running back. Who's the Jerry Rice Award runner-up for the FCS Freshman of the Year. Shamar Brown of North Dakota State took the honor. And it's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Montana State.
Tell you one thing I'm really impressed with tonight thus far is the tackling of Idaho. Tackling much better tonight than they did when they were here in October. And that was one of the things the coach emphasized to them this week in practice. Said they had their best week of practice on Tuesday that they had all season.
See what kind of pressure Dan Jackson brings here on this 3rd and 2. They run it. Colson Kuhn, and he got it. The number 3 running back from Sheridan, Wyoming. They needed 2, he got 3.
And they're not only good at running back and deep at running back, they're young at running back. I mean, Scott Trey Humphrey's a sophomore, Adam Jones is a redshirt freshman, and Colson's a redshirt freshman. Just good push, got enough, short yardage, pick it up, put your head down.
Another guy they're missing is veteran running back Julius Davis. He's out with an MCL. They think they might get him back here in the postseason,
which would be great. That's even more depth, that running back position.
Under 5 minutes to go in the half. This FCS quarterfinal tied at 10. Malott to a receiver. It is caught. It is Adam Jones again out of the backfield, and he's inside the 10-yard line.
And you're always looking for matchups as an offensive coordinator. When you have a linebacker, Zach Johnson, matched up with arguably your fastest player on your team in Adam Jones. Just a quick option route by Jones. He goes out. Malott puts it on, turn it up, and you got 8 yards on first down. Those are the matchups you look for. And more times than not, you will win them.
Bobcat Stadium loaded with fans here tonight. Almost 22,000 per game they average. 3rd in the FCS in attendance. 2nd down and 2. It's Malott on the keeper. Stiff arm, and he is bulldogged short of the line to gain by Andrew Marshall, and a helmet comes off. Marshall lost his lid, so he's going to have to leave the field, but what a physical tackle.
Well, that's the only thing Marshall
Number
did
7
wrong.
of the defense
You
must
got-
leave the game for 1 down. Get the helmet off.
You got to strap that thing up. Now, Malott throws a little stiff arm. That might have had an issue with it coming out, but boy, that drives me nuts because one of your better players now comes out on 3rd down. You got to strap that thing up nice and tight.
Well, here's another 3rd down. What do you expect this time?
I think you're going to run it here. A little maybe inside handoff to Adam Jones.
Jones off Malott's left hip. And it's Malott keeping it, and he's going to sneak through for a touchdown. Man, he was greasy on that play. A lot of hands got on him, but nobody can bring him down. Touchdown Tommy in the end zone, and the Bobcats regain the lead.
And it's a great read by Tommy Malott. Excellent vision. Fakes it to Adam Jones as he goes right. You see the 2 pullers are going to come across. This is supposed to go off tackle outside. He cuts it back. He sees Jackson at the linebacker step to his outside. He puts that left foot in the ground, goes right up the A-gap. Touchdown.
th rushing touchdown of the year for Tommy Malott. The pride of Butte, Montana, as the hometown team back up by 7.
Hosting a holiday feast? Let Popeyes cook something everyone will love. Serving it as a home-cooked meal can be our little secret. This year, take a holiday from cooking with Popeyes Festive Family Box.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 combined cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Batten the hatches for the toughest, most impenetrable pair of pants 2 legs have ever known. Duluth Flex Fire Hose HD. Go epically tough on your leg stuff. Only at Duluth Trading.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Well, don't forget, tomorrow at 8 o'clock on ESPN and the app, we're going to have the 90th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony. Finalists are Oregon's Dylan Gabriel, Colorado's Travis Hunter, Boise State's Ashton Genty, and Miami's Cam Ward. Chris Fowler hosting for the 31st straight year. Yeah. Tommy Malott can't win the Heisman, but he can win
the Walter Payton
Award.
And I think he will. I mean, Cam Miller from North Dakota State is also a finalist. Targi Lampson, the running back from Southern Utah. But I think Tommy Malott's going to take that hardware home.
Brendan Hall, all 6'9" of him, puts it through the end zone again. So Idaho comes out down 7 after that Malott touchdown run. And Idaho has 3 timeouts and 3 minutes and 47 seconds to work with.
And they have the chance for the 2-for-1 because they get the ball to start the second half. So if you can put a nice drive together here, obviously to look to score a touchdown, tie it up, but any positive points, get in at halftime, and then you get the ball to start the second half. So we'll see what they can do here offensively.
You know, just one incompletion tonight for Jack Lane, and that's when he overthrew Cortez Manavar right at the goal line on that last series. Otherwise, he's been rock solid.
He's been outstanding. And we talked about him being the biggest difference because he didn't play in this game in October.
He'll throw. There's Dwyer again. Jordan Dwyer having just a tremendous first half.
And you see the Montana State defensive backs given a little more room because Dwyer went by them with his speed for that big touchdown earlier. A little more cushion out there for Dwyer.
Dwyer 121 receiving. That was his 6th catch. Of course, a 55-yard touchdown grab back in the first quarter. Eli Cummings on the field at running back. Another quick release. And the ball is out. Fumble, and it looks like Montana State has it. Aiden Knappich.
And they go tunnel screen once again, and that time Montana State recognizes it nicely. Brody Greeby's gonna jump on it. It gets punched out.
Yep.
You see the recognition there.
He just ran into his own man, Aiden Knappich.
Yeah, ran into Knappich, but you know, you gotta secure the ball. It gets to the ground, Greeby recovers it, and now a golden opportunity here for Montana State.
There's number 41, Brody Greeby. That's a special number around these parts. And Greeby wears it proudly. Huge takeaway, first of the game for Montana State. And they've got a chance to add to their lead late here in the first half. They continue to work Jones, maybe a yard. Larmond on the tackle.
Yeah, Jakari Larmond playing big tonight in there, that defensive tackle spot. I really like what I see from that interior defensive line of Idaho.
This Montana State offense had 192 rushing yards in the first half against Idaho back in October. They're doing a great job on the ground again tonight. Not quite as good as last time, but 129 on the ground so far. Malott rolls to the right, throws on the run, passes high but snagged. Lanyata Alexander, good hands to make that catch for a first down.
If you're going to throw it a little high, you know, you're 6'3", 6'4" receiver with long arms. He's the right player to put it up there as he goes up, makes a nice catch with his hands, and first down.
Transfer from Washington with a pickup of 16 yards as we come to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, nice.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Good throw, good catch by Alexander. We'll come back on the other side with Montana State threatening.
Whoa.
There is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Take a look, can you see into your imagination?
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about knocking people down. It's about lifting them up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Phil Murphy here in our college football studios. Coming up at halftime, we break down tomorrow's Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City. We look at Bill Belichick's arrival in Chapel Hill. And Roddy Jones and I will preview tomorrow's huge 4-5 game between UC Davis and South Dakota from the Dakota Dome. Clay, Rini, we'll see you at halftime.
All right, guys, we'll see you in just a little bit. Out of that 2-minute timeout, Montana State keeps it on the ground. It's a 1-yard pickup here as Montana State has had the ball.
It's a 30-second timeout.
4 times tonight. They have scored on 3 of their possessions. Just the 1 turnover when Malott was intercepted by Isaiah King. This offense has moved it well here tonight.
Yeah, they have done a nice job, but you know, we thought we were going to have a tighter game tonight than we had last time when Idaho was here, and we have. And you know, look at this offense, Montana State offense. You know, other than passing yards, and that's really because they don't have to throw the ball because they're so dominant running the ball. He's tops in the nation in all of them, all those stats.
Only team in the FCS to score 30 or more every game, and they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead with 1:55 to go here at the half.
Yeah, the Montana State fans, by the way, they can really tailgate, by the way, too. I've seen every square inch of it trying to park my car tonight. Me and Morgan.
McCullough in motion. They keep it on the ground with Jones. Good run down inside the 2-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by James Newby and Thomas. Gain of 10, first down, goal to go.
Yeah, just an outstanding cut by Adam Jones. Looks like he's going to take it to the perimeter with that speed. Squares those shoulders, gets north and south. Picks up the first down and first and goal for the Bobcats.
Montana State, this quarter has been their most productive quarter all season long. 206 points in the second quarter.
And obviously in no hurry right here. Let this clock run.
Jones again. Bulldozes his way into the end zone, touchdown. The redshirt freshman. And the Bobcats take advantage of great field position.
And that's how you finish off a run. He's got a defender on him. He gets hit before the end zone. He gets a little assist by one of his players pushing from behind. But Jones keeps those legs going. It was Ryland Schlepp, big tight end, a little push from behind as well, and touchdown, Adam Jones.
Miles Sandstead with the extra point. And it's now 24-10. Well, it was announced on Thursday that the 2026 and 2027 FCS championship game will be in Nashville, Tennessee on the campus of Vanderbilt. That's going to be a great destination for teams starting next year. Of course, these teams are focused on getting to Frisco, Texas for this year's title game.
Yeah,
Frisco. Quarterfinal round right now, and the championship game will be in Frisco, Texas again on ESPN at 7 Eastern on January the 6th.
Yeah, I was going to say Frisco's been a great host. I've been there for multiple national championship games before. How exciting it is going to Nashville. What a great city that is. And of course, Vanderbilt redid their stadium. So future's bright for FCS football.
Brendan Hall with another touchback. And Idaho with a couple of situations that backfire on them. A onside kick that fails gives Montana State a short field, and then a fumble that leads to a short field and a touchdown for the Bobcats.
And those are really, errors that, they're unforced. You did them to yourself. The onside kick, they don't pull it off. And really the fumble, it wasn't like a defender knocked it away. It was just the receiver ran into the back of his offensive lineman. And those are miscues you just can't do in a playoff game.
Jack Lane, 9 for 10 passing, 140 yards and a touchdown. And he's complete to Dwyer again. Good catch out close to the 45-yard line. Greeby brought him down. A 19-yard pass play. Good start to this drive where they don't have a lot of time, but they do have 3 timeouts.
He's so explosive. He comes back and makes his catch and then bends all the way back outside.
Lane wants to throw again. This one's tipped at the line and nearly intercepted. Almost picked off by Miles Jackson, the nickelback.
And that Montana State defensive line hasn't quite got the pressure on Jack Lane that they want to tonight. But that time, nice job getting those hands up, deflecting it. Almost picked off.
Deshaun Buchanan is in the game at running back. He has improved in pass protection this season. As Lane throws again, some contact in the secondary as it was intended for Hamper, incomplete. Polidor was right there. Bumped him a little bit, no flag, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, good break on the ball by Polidor. I think he might have got there a smidge early, but it was so close. Bang, bang. You're not throwing a flag there. Again, though, clean pocket for Jack Lane. He's able to step up and throw it. Just can't complete it.
Here's Jason Eck. The visor looking on. Hoping his team can come away with some points here ahead of half. Down 2 touchdowns now. 53 seconds to go before the break. 3 timeouts for Idaho. Jack Lane gets some pressure, steps away. Looking downfield, throws on the run, incomplete. Good coverage in the secondary. Cortez Menevar, the intended man, but now it's 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, and it's 4th and 10, so you got to punt this thing away here. It's still a 2-score game. Yeah, and there's really not a decision here. Clay, if it was 4th and 3, 4th and 4, then I think you would probably go for it down 2 scores. But 4th and 10, you got to punt this thing away here. It's a good decision by Jason Eck.
Boy, how quickly the feel of this game has changed on the last couple of Idaho possessions. L.J. Harm coming on to punt. Taco Dowler, impressive return man back for Montana State, and he fields it with some operating room. To the 25, the 30, to the 35-yard line. All Big Sky return man gives Montana State a really good chance to get in the end zone again. They've got a couple of timeouts, 35 seconds to work with, and so many explosive players on this Bobcats offense.
You talked about the feel of this game, right? The momentum flipping. Well, it's going to really flip if Montana State puts any points on this board before half. So Idaho, you got to buck up here defensively. You got to get into the locker room at 24-10. No big plays, nothing over the top here if you're Idaho.
Four receivers. Malott gonna run it. Makes a man miss. Look out. Tommy Malott, 35-30 to the 20. Has a block downfield, and he's inside the 5-yard line. Amazing run by Tommy Malott. Give him 63. First down, goal to go.
Well, you don't give up a big play over the top.
An injured player.
But you give a 63-yard scramble run by your quarterback. That was a pass play. The coverage was good. Malott recognizes it where he wants to go, and he just takes off. And then Taco Dowler, 14. This team, Montana State, their wide receivers are the most physical that I've seen on tape, and they will block downfield. And you see 14 Dowler right there, and that's just a backbreaker for Idaho.
Ryan Lonergan was shaken up on the play, the big tight end. He is getting off the field under his own power.
And plays like that, Clay, well, I believe Tommy Malott will be the Walter Payton Award winner.
And it's one of the reasons that Montana State is the favorite to win this tournament. And it would be the first time a championship would come to Bozeman since 1984.
40 years, if you're doing math in your head. Help you out.
Very good. Yeah. Right. It's that UMass education rising to the occasion again. Adam Jones in the backfield as Malott is under center. First and goal, Malott. Naked boot. Flips it to the end zone, way out of the reach of everybody. Incomplete. And so Brent Vigen, the Big Sky Coach of the Year, has done an amazing job with this team. if they can get a touchdown here ahead of halftime and make this, again, a 3-score game, I mean, what pressure that puts on the Vandals.
I mean, it's just the game really flipped, and it was those 2 plays, right? You had the game tied at 10, and I could see the bewilderness in your face, Clay, as he tried that onside kick, and it just kind of backfires, and then you have the fumble, the takeaway, and just like that, here we go.
Second and goal. Jones probing. Second effort. Did not get there. Down at the 1 and a timeout. Montana State, they have 1 remaining. Clock stops.
Montana State, their first of the half.
With 11 seconds left.
30-second timeout.
If you're Idaho and you can hold them to a field goal here, what a win defensively will that be? I mean, they're getting excellent penetration in the middle of that defensive line. No push by Montana State. And Adam Jones gets tackled, and huge play coming up here on 3rd down.
What a difference it is this week for Idaho. Last week at the Kibbe Dome, they won 34-13 over Lehigh, scored on the opening drive, never looked back. They knew they were going to be in a dogfight here tonight, and it's certainly been the case.
Yeah. And you know, if I'm Brent Vigen and offensive coordinator Tyler Walker, I leave the ball in the hands of Tommy Mellott. But he looks like he's going to go under center, so we shall see. But I love a run-pass option with him because he's so dynamic.
Deep setback is Jones. It is Jones. Gets up ahead of steam, and he's in for the touchdown. He backed up a few extra yards to get some momentum, and it paid dividends.
Yeah. It's just a big-time downhill run. And to me, that's an attitude play. They call that timeout, and they tell their offensive line, guys, we're running it. We're going right up the A-gap. Let's get push. We're going to give it to our back. He's going to come downhill, and we're going to put this thing in the end zone. It's exactly what they did. Nothing fancy, just execution.
Second touchdown tonight for Jones, the extra point. By Sandstedt is good, and it's now 31-10. And this is the 15th straight game this explosive Bobcats offense has scored 30 or more in a game.
And you see the double team, the down blocks, that offensive line, that right side, they push it down with a down block. You bring your tight end, schlep around to make sure you seal it off, and then you give it to your back downhill and put it in the end zone. And boy, it's amazing how quick this game flipped in this second quarter.
Adam Jones, you know, getting extra duty tonight again. Scott Trey Humphrey is out. Julius Davis is out. So more Adam Jones, and boy, is he rising to the occasion.
And we should let people know, Scott Trey Humphrey, he warmed up tonight. He was kind of a game time decision. So if they can finish this one off in the second half and get through, he's going to be playing again.
Just get the sense, too, that this Idaho defense, as it's muffed in the end zone by Marshall, will be a touchback. Yeah, it's starting to wear out a little bit against that offensive line. Could they match the physicality? That was going to be a big question leading up to this game.
Well, and it's exactly it, because you got to be physical throughout this whole game. And I mean, when it was 10-10, I'm thinking, all right, we got ourselves a ball game, and we hate to keep harping on it. Try the onside kick in. And Coach Eck told us when we met with him, he was going to, I have it written down right here. I actually have it highlighted. We'll take risks on special teams. Well, that was a big risk. It didn't. They were unable to pull it off, and Montana State took advantage of it.
So the Vandals are going to go into the locker room down 21 points after playing an excellent first quarter, going toe-to-toe, but some mistakes, some self-induced mistakes, give the lead to the Bobcats as we go down to Morgan.
Coach, your quarterback, 124 rushing yards by Tommy Mellott. How has he controlled this game with his legs?
Well, he's a superior athlete. I think his speed shows up, makes really good decisions, and you know, we haven't had to run him a lot all through the course of this year, but obviously we're playoff time here. We got to do what we got to do.
And your defense holding Idaho to just 35 yards rushing. How do you continue stopping the run?
Well, we can't give up the big play. We gave a couple big plays in the passing game, and we got to stop the run, but they're going to have to chase points now, and we can't give up the big play. That's the biggest thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
31-10. Montana State leading at the half. Now Phil Murphy and Roddy Jones in the studio.
Clay, we appreciate it. Welcome into our college football studios. The aforementioned Roddy Jones, myself, Phil Murphy. And Roddy, 8 minutes left. Idaho looked keen for an upset. It was a tie game. They tie it with a field goal. They go for an onside kick. Doesn't go to 10 yards. And then it's just been an avalanche of Montana State ever since.
Completely changed the momentum of the first half. And sometimes when you're playing with house money and you play that way, sometimes you lose house money as well. And that's what happened with Idaho with the failed onside. Then you get the turnover when the receiver hits his own offensive lineman, fumbles the football. And then the quick sequence right before half, a quick 3 and out. Montana State gets the ball back. Tommy Malott goes all the way down, gets close to the end zone. Then they obviously score. His legs were phenomenal in the first half. They did it in a myriad of different ways. A lot of it was in the zone read game where he's pulling the ball, stressing the edges of that Idaho defense. But these types of scrambles were backbreakers, a 3rd and long, and he's able to get the first down. And then his legs just kind of took over. He consistently has been flummoxed, this Idaho defense, got them down close to the end zone, is able to score a touchdown. And we mentioned right before half, this is the touchdown that we just talked about. A couple of pullers out front do a great job. And then, Phil, we mentioned right before half, this was an Idaho offense that needed a drive, an Idaho offense that needed points. They didn't get it. And then this happened where Tommy Malott puts, that guy has a family. What are we doing? And then gets them down close. They eventually punch it in.
Yeah, you see Tommy Malott on stats on screen, 10 carries, 124 yards, and a touchdown. 63 of them came on that run. He had a season-high 11 carries for 140 and 2 touchdowns when these teams met in middle of October. He's 16 yards away from matching that, and Montana State looks like they're 30 minutes away from an FCS semifinal. If we thought there was going to be a stumbling block for the Montana State Bobcats, we thought maybe it would have been, well, a team that plays in a very competitive game tomorrow. UC Davis pushed them, but first UC Davis got to get by South Dakota at the Dakota Dome.
This is a great styles make fights type of game. South Dakota, one of the best defenses in the country, number 3 in scoring defense and number 5 rush offense in the country. They're going to need that rush offense to stymie a UC Davis offense that was Miles Hastings, the leading passer in FCS, and Lan Larison, the number 4 rusher in FCS, as one of the best offenses in the entire country.
That game kicks at 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. And then at the bottom of the screen, Mercer Bears, welcome to your first FCS quarterfinal game. You get North Dakota State, who has reached the quarterfinals all 15 seasons in which the Bison have competed in the FCS playoffs. Also tomorrow, the 90th Heisman Trophy ceremony. And coming up in just a few minutes, a trio of Heisman winners are with Chris Fowler as their fraternity is set to expand.
Well, put me on the naughty list. This has never happened before. Let's see. And that, people, is why we have Target Circle 360.
Hey, dear! Don't miss anything on your list with unlimited same-day delivery.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 combined cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, Sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
Roddy Jones, Phil Murphy here in your college football studios. Halftime, Montana State stretching out its lead to 21 over Idaho. All of FCS is looking at this quarterfinal today and 3 more tomorrow. All of FBS tomorrow is going to be looking at and watching as the Heisman Trophy fraternity expands. Chris Fowler is in New York City with 3 men who have already won that coveted award.
Saturday, Heisman Trophy night in New York City. The 4 finalists. Very few people would have expected these guys to get within a foot of this Heisman Trophy. Got our Heisman guys here, Desmond Howard, Tim Tebow, Andre Ware. None of you guys had this Final Four because it was a different kind of year, right? Not a quarterback-centric year. 2 non-quarterbacks as finalists, first time in 8 years. And what's amazing is all 4 of these finalists began their careers at non-Power 5 programs. You had Cam Ward at Incarnate Word and Jackson State, where Travis Hunter started.
It's pretty incredible. You look at how resilient these players are. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And we throw about catchphrases like that, but all of these young men, they're living that out.
No, I agree with you 100%. And as a wide receiver who won the award, I like it when it's not quarterback central. No disrespect to Tim and Andre, because you got other players who now think they can actually win the award. You have Ashton Jeanty, running back in Boise, Idaho, is going to be here at the Heisman ceremony. And, of course, two-way player Travis Hunter. He's representing 2 positions, defensive backs and wide receivers.
And he won a major defensive award and the Blitz Award to the top wide receiver, which is crazy.
Yeah, I actually look for another position other than the quarterback spot.
That's
because
good,
we get to
Andre.
hear
That's
that
good.
every year. It's a quarterback award.
Exactly.
It's good to see a different group, so to speak, than just quarterback. And Ashton Jeanty and obviously Travis Hunter, 2 guys that have had outstanding seasons.
There'll be a lot of former winners who are running backs here on Saturday night thinking, Ashton Jeanty brought back the position. What a monster season.
An absolute monster. He is a physical freak. He is explosive. But the way he plays with his physicality and the heart that he plays with, it's different. I mean, 1,882 yards after contact. More than 222 yards behind number 2's total yards.
You know what you guys love? Pass pro. Watch him block.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I never thought I would see anybody get close to what Barry Sanders did. And I played with him, but you know, he's knocking on the door. He's not just in the neighborhood.
I like that humble
he's
brag.
on
I
the
played
street.
with him.
Yeah, you got Ward and Dylan Gabriel.
Exactly.
You got 2 double transfer quarterbacks, a 150 or 160 year guy. Talk about experience.
It's been amazing to watch these guys come to get to this point in their careers. It'll be outstanding to see them tomorrow night.
Only one guy gets to join your club, though, and raise the trophy. We invite you to join us on a Heisman Trophy night, Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, right here in New York City.
Thanks, Chris. And it's the culmination of so many great individual performances, Roddy. And like Chris mentioned, an atypical year in a number of ways. Who you got for if you were able to hand out the Heisman Trophy?
Well, I don't have a vote, but if I did, it would go to Travis Hunter. I was able to see him 4 times in person this year. One of them was the game he got hurt against Kansas State, and you could see the effect that it had on that defense. Kansas State's game-winning touchdown came against his backup. But this is a guy that's 5th in the country in receptions, 2nd in the country in receiving touchdowns. Oh, and by the way, he's a shutdown corner on the other side. He's got as good ball skills as you'll see in the country, as good of instincts and reading of the game as any defensive player in the entire nation. Travis Hunter's special. We have not seen anyone do what he is doing. He would get my vote.
And again, coming into this season, like Chris said, you think quarterback, you think even SEC powerhouses. It's kind of a year we haven't seen before.
Yeah, no SEC team represented at the Heisman Trophy ceremony since 2005, which is mind-blowing. That was the year that obviously Reggie Bush won it over Vince Young. And there's no current SEC school represented since 1984, so it's a different year. But I think it's really cool for college football. 4 players who started their careers at non-Power 4 schools, and obviously 2 non-quarterbacks represented. It's been a fun year to watch and a different year.
90th edition of the Heisman Trophy ceremony. Hey, we got a guy who might win the Walter Payton Award, Tommy Mellott. He and Montana State closing out that first half with a blaze. They're up 21. We'll be back in a few.
Well, put me on the naughty list. This has never happened before. Let's see. And that, people, is why we have Target Circle 360.
Hey, dear! Don't miss anything on your list with unlimited same-day delivery.
Tis the season of tangy barbecue sauce, pork, onion, pickles on home-style buns. It's that time of year. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser.
Faster! Faster! That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk away.
So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
Batten the hatches for the toughest, most impenetrable pair of pants two legs have ever known. Duluth Flex Fire Hose HD. Go epically tough on your leg stuff. Only at Duluth Trading.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
If you hit a quarterback and if they got up, you didn't do your job.
There is no magic formula for controlling the New York Sack Exchange.
Roddy Jones, Phil Murphy here in studio. Idaho trailing by 21, but Roddy, don't blame Jack Lane. He's been sharp for the Vandals under center.
He has, 10 of 14 for 159 yards, and that touchdown to Jordan Dwyer. Those two guys are trying to keep Idaho in the game.
Trying their best, but they're down 21.
Biggest thing I've learned so far? Don't sweat the small stuff. No. Found it. Finding my light. No, knowing my cue. Just trying not to overthink things. M&M's for all fun kind.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
This is too good. Cookie inside a candy bar? It's like a cookie in disguise.
Imagine one of our gangs in disguise.
in studio. Bowl Mania gets going on Saturday. A celebration bowl between Jackson State and South Carolina State at noon on ABC. And then at 9 p.m., who would win a fight between a Jaguar and a Bronco? South Alabama and Western Michigan in the Salute to Veterans Bowl at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. But currently on ESPN, Roddy, Montana State trying to get to the semifinal. How do they close us out?
Well, that guy, the pride of Butte, Montana, Tommy Malotte's got to keep going. And honestly, they've got to not give up big plays. It's got to be the Jaguar, right?
I would think so. Enjoy the second half.
The Emirates.
Ready to start the second half of this FCS quarterfinal here in Bozeman. The score isn't indicative of how that first half went until about the midway point of the second quarter. He's Rini and goalie on Clay Matvick. Morgan Uber's down on the sideline tonight. At that onside kick that failed for Idaho, that's when this game turned. At that point, it was 10-10.
And I get what Jason Eck was doing. He's trying to steal a possession, but I thought they had the momentum in the game at that time, and it just kind of backfired on them, and from there Montana State kind of took over.
First half highlights, you can see a lot of Tommy Malott in these pictures.
Yeah, you see a good throw there to the big tight end, Schlepp, as he goes up in high points, and then good pressure by Idaho, forces the interception by Malott, and Idaho at that point was rolling. Then you get the big play, Lane with the nice throw to Dwyer, and there's the aforementioned onside kick attempt.
And that was Owen Forsman, not even listed on the travel roster, number 20, who came on and failed on that kick. And then that ground game, 206 rushing yards. Adam Jones was outstanding. Redshirt freshman running back for the Bobcats. So here we go, Idaho with the football to start in the second half, down 21. And they're going to start just short of the 25-yard line. So our first half stats. And the Vandals, again, not much of a rushing attack.
And we talked about that in the open. You know, they had 97 yards rushing last time in there. A lot of that was in cleanup time. You got to get some running game going. Through the air, though, Jack Lane played well.
Idaho missing their leading rusher, Nate Thomas, out with a leg injury tonight. They have used 4 different starting running backs this season because of injuries. We'll see if that running game can get going here in the second half. Deshaun Buchanan starts in the backfield, but Jack Lane wants to throw on first down, and he's intercepted. Picked off around the 40-yard line by John Johnson. Oh, what an awful start to this half for the Vandals.
Yeah, just when I said Jack Lane had a good first half, which he did, they try to make something happen on the first play, and then tremendous coverage by John Johnson, number 4, the corner. He's right in the hip pocket. And just right there, he's exactly where he wants to be. He reads it with his eyes as Lane tries to get it in there, a hamper. And Johnson's right there for the interception. Just tremendous coverage.
Let's go down to Morgan Uber.
Well, out of the locker room, Coach Eck was extremely honest in taking the fault for that onside kick when the game was tied. He said, look, it was completely on me. And he said, we were still going to be very aggressive, though, coming out of the locker room in the second half. And they were aggressive in that play-action game. And unfortunately, that was just a bad decision there by Jack Lane, guys.
Yeah, now we'll see what the Bobcats can do with it. And I guess I would expect to see a lot of this, Rini, a lot of the run game now with a 21-point lead and such a great offensive line to run behind.
Yeah, you're going to see a heavy dose of Adam Jones. You're going to see Colson Kuhn as well. I would expect you're still going to see Tommy Malott, but they may want to like back him off a little bit, try to keep him fresh, and just run this clock down and just try to get out of here and get to the semifinals. But a lot of game left with that said. But they're in good position.
So after the 9-yard run by Jones, second down and 1. Malott from the 36-yard line gives it back to Jones, and he's going to lower his shoulder and pick up the first down.
And it should be noted a few weeks ago, even though Montana State's undefeated, they were up 30-8 against UC Davis in the second half. UC Davis came back in that game. Montana State had to hold on for a 30-28 win, so see if they've learned from that.
Yeah, keep their foot on the gas is what Brent Vegan said to us yesterday. I think that's been part of the mantra here late in the season. You know, when we've got a lead, we got to keep the foot down. Malott goes under center again. McCullough, a couple of drops in that first half. In motion, pressure. Malott ducks away. Gets to the edge, good speed. Man, he is so elusive. It looked like Zach Johnson had him dead to rights in the backfield, but he's so slippery.
Well, he did. I mean, most linebackers are going to get a TFL, a tackle for a loss here. He's able to get outside, a little bit of a stiff arm just to get Johnson off him, and he turns it up in a couple of yards.
Tommy Malott, former Montana Gatorade Player of the Year at Butte High School. Third year as the captain of this Bobcat offense. He's had a big night on the ground, 126 yards and a touchdown. He has thrown for a touchdown. Wants to throw here. Quickly to Taco Dowler. Dowler bouncing off of tacklers, gets it inside the 25-yard line, and that's going to be a first down. Bertram finally got him to the turf, but Taco Dowler staying on his feet long enough.
And that's what's so dangerous. It's an RPO. You see the defenders come to Malott. Dowler sitting right there. He puts it on him, and they move the chains.
I know you like Taco Dowler, a guy who plays with a chip on his shoulder.
You love a guy like that. He's great in the return game. He's feisty. Oh, by the way, he's pretty explosive. And talking to the coaches, they said there's no one more competitive on the team than Taco Dowler.
Well, this is kind of what you expected. Montana State is going to use as much of the play clock as they can the rest of the game. Colson Kuhn checks in the backfield. Malott keeps it. Fakes the throw and sprints to the outside. He'll get a handful. Johnson escorted him out.
It was interesting talking to head coach Brent Vegan about Tommy Malott. He said, listen, Tommy's always made the extraordinary plays. We want him just to make the ordinary plays. You know, the speed outs, you know, get the percentage of pass completions up, which he has. You know, maybe not fighting for those extra yards, stay a little more upright, get healthy, and his decision making. And he has gotten better in all those things.
Montana State back in the red zone. They are 4 for 4 in here tonight. All touchdowns. Sheridan, Wyoming native Colson Kuhn in the backfield. They fake the handoff to him. Now they throw it to him in the flat. Nice move as he hurdles a tackler and gets down close to the 5-yard line. Jackson Eck, he was bearing down with the pressure, and a nice catch and run by Colson Kuhn.
Terrific adjustment to Colson Kuhn. Watch him adjust. The ball's behind him. He's able to turn, make the catch, and get upfield for another first down. First and goal. Bobcats takes the big hit from Eck as well, but pops right back up.
You talked about the depth at running back for this Bobcats team. I mean, Humphrey, Davis not around, but they're filling in with other guys. Adam Jones back on the field. And it is Jones this time. He is swung down by Larman. Big defensive tackle. Boy, his confidence the last few weeks of the regular season and so far in the postseason has been at an all-time high for him.
You know, when you have a 6'2", 315-pound defensive tackle that can move with quickness like Larman, you better put a hat on him. And that time, no one got to him. He comes right upfield and makes that tackle for the loss.
Yeah, that's the first tackle for loss for the Vandals defense tonight. Second down and goal. Again, no tight end, Rohan Jones. He's usually a weapon in this vicinity for the Bobcats. They'll stay with what's working, and that's Jones, and he's in for the touchdown. Takes it in from 9 yards out. Adam Jones, the Big Sky Freshman of the Year, with his 3rd touchdown of the night.
The thing I really like about Adam Jones is for a speedster, because he has speed. He will put his foot in the ground, square his shoulders, run behind his pads, and get upfield. And he knows where the end zone is. Look how he finishes the run. That's what I mean by getting behind his pads. Good center of gravity, lowers himself behind those pads, and finishes off the run in the end zone.
Extra point is good. Another score off of a turnover for Idaho. And a 9-yard run for Jones.
Mayotivations with Will Levis. Mayo dip, be creamy. And your quarterback, dreamy. Oh, hey. Mayo game day, be delicious.
Being the best takes hard work. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs.
What is sport? It's more than fast footwork and pushing through pain. Goes beyond the gym, through city streets, onto the stage. Ask yourself, is this sport? Yeah, even that. Sport is everything.
Y'all, at Wayfair, there are no rules when it comes to style.
Time out. We can take our own gifts home?
Yes!
Because I'm about to be big game ready.
This happens every year.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
NyQuil Vapor Cool?
It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks Vapors.
NyQuil Vapor Cool, the vaporizing nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, best sleep with a cold medicine.
At U.S. Bank, when we say we're in it with you, we mean it. Not just for the good stuff, but for all the hard work it took to get there. We are in for all of it. Because there's nothing as powerful as the power of us.
What a pleasure to be in Big Sky Country tonight as you're watching the 2024 Division I Football Championship quarterfinal round. And some beautiful pictures taken by Matt Knopke in Yellowstone a couple of days ago. And we're about an hour and a half from the beautiful national park. As you take a look at the FCS Championship bracket, winner of this game takes on the winner of South Dakota UC Davis, which will be played tomorrow afternoon at the Dakota Dome. You've got South Dakota State taking on Incarnate Word, and Mercer NDSU at the Fargo Dome. I mean, some big-time heavyweights in the FCS in recent years still alive in this championship.
Yeah, and it all culminates January 6th in Frisco, Texas, 7 o'clock on ESPN for the national championship. And listen, the Missouri Valley Conference has had just a lion's grip, if you will, on this championship game. Can the Big Sky break through and get a championship?
Well, they led all of the conferences with 5 bids this year, so the odds were certainly in the Big Sky's favor. Montana State, comfortable lead here in the third quarter, trying to stay unbeaten, trying to go to 14-0. Lane is going to hand off for Buchanan, has some leverage and takes a hard hit from Polidor near the sideline. One of the best runs of the night for this Vandals running attack, a gain of 16 yards.
And we haven't seen Deshaun Buchanan much in that first half, and Idaho's going to go with some tempo here.
Yeah, it's Buchanan again. Not much this time.
Yeah, and I think it's wise for Idaho, you know, down 28. Go with some tempo. Try to get something going here.
Well, you talk about the power being in the valley. The Rabbits, or the Jacks as they like to be called, and the Bison certainly been well represented in the national championship scene. And Lane goes down. Iden with the sack from behind. First sack tonight for the Bobcats.
And we haven't called Kenneth Iden's name out tonight. Well, guess what? We just did. Right side of the screen, he just beats Knappich, the left tackle, on his way to the sack of Jack Lane. Great hands. He throws the hands away of Knappich, beats him on the outside with that speed rush, gets the sack.
That's a loss of 8 with this defense.
It's Iden's 7th sack of the season, by the way.
13 sacks in the 3 games leading up to this one. First tonight. Tunnel screen, and Buchanan is met immediately by McCade O'Reilly. Smart, old-school middle linebacker has played well again tonight. That's a loss of 1.
He's one of those players, the coach said he's tough as nails, McCade O'Reilly, and he never comes off the field. He's one of those guys that's always out there. Just an old-school type of linebacker you love.
Well, he can come off the field now because Idaho has to punt. This crowd is really feeling it, that this one might be all but over. 7.5 to go, third quarter. Montana State ready to get the ball back, but they're going to fake the punt. And this is going to blow up on Idaho, too. L.J. Harm made the catch, the punter, but well short of the line to gain. And so the Vandals are going to give Montana State a short field again, as Jason Eck takes a gamble on special teams one more time.
He fell down. I almost wonder, when he was looking at the chains, if he thought the first marker was the first down, because if he catches it and runs, I think he picks up the first down.
Well, Idaho playing some risky football here tonight, and they've been on the losing side of almost every play. Number 41, Brody Grebe. Man, he's a fan favorite in Bozeman. Picture of him here at the 66th National Football Foundation Awards dinner. He was up for the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman, if you will. Didn't win it, but certainly great grades, great on the field, a great team leader, and the defense tonight has played well, and he's been right in the middle of it.
And he's a real cowboy, by the way, with that hat, not a fake one. Let's go down to Morgan.
Well, Grebe got to meet some legends being inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, including wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald. But Grebe really a legend in his own right when it comes to Bobcats football, guys. Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year, 3.93 GPA in mechanical engineering, and really just bringing a mentality of nothing besides his best is accepted.
Thanks, Morgan. Well, for the 4th time tonight, Montana State starting in Idaho territory after taking over on downs after the failed fake punt. And there's Grebe in there as they talk over their defensive scheme. Boy, everything they've schemed up tonight has really been a winner.
Well, Grebe in high school played 8-man football. He was a standout basketball player. Athletic, goes to prep school in Connecticut and then gets the scholarship, comes back here, and the rest is history. I mean, just he is the culture. He's the type of player, when you think about Montana State, you think about Brody Grebe.
Colson Kuhn is going to get a fake handoff. That was Malott who kept it. Boy, what a sell. And he is so good at it. There's going to be no gain for Malott here tonight, but on the ground, 129 rushing yards. Look at this long mesh here. And this is what keeps defenses on their heels.
Yeah, you know, to me, it looked like it was a zone read, and the defender played it nice, kind of caught Tommy Malott in that no man's land. But in a game like this, up like this, give it to the running back, Tommy. Let him run it.
Yeah.
Stay fresh.
Malott trying to carry the Bobcats to the FCS title game for the 2nd time in his college career. Did it as a freshman. Now he's a senior, and we're going to get some movement. This could be offside on Idaho.
Well, nice job by Connor Moore, the left tackle, reacts when the defender is in the neutral zone. It's going to be an offsides.
Offside. Defense, number 96. A penalty. Still 3rd down.
You know, we haven't had a lot of penalties tonight. That's just the 2nd on Idaho, and that's what's so great about this time of the year. You've got to be disciplined to be playing in the final 8.
And we talked about, too, a good officiating crew, the highest grades of their position this year. They're going to let them play. There's not going to be useless flags. They're doing a nice job. It's been a clean game.
Third down and 2. Malott going to pop a little pass to the tight end Lonergan, and he's got the 1st down and more inside the 20.
And that's the ordinary play, right? That Brent Vigen said. Tommy, you make the extraordinary, make the ordinary. Nice little pass to his big tight end Lonergan in the flat, and another 3rd down conversion.
Lonergan, one of the 14 Bozeman natives on this roster. So many Montana natives on the field tonight. This has just been a fun game to prep for. This means so much to both sides.
What a beautiful city, too. I've never been here before. Gorgeous. I told my wife, I could live here for sure. And that's a Floridian talking.
12 second-generation Bobcats on this roster as well.
A family affair.
Now this is Kuhn. Tries to step out of a tackle. Jackson Eck is able to get him down again. We talked to Jason Eck about coaching his son, and he says it's certainly easier, and it's especially easier for Dan Jackson, the defensive coordinator, you know, to have him out on the field as much as they do because he's so good. You know, if he were just a middling player or not very good, you got him out there that much, you might have a problem.
And it puts the defensive coordinator in a bind, right? Because it'll tell your boss, hey, maybe your kid's not as good. But no, Jackson Eck is a standout middle linebacker.
Four minutes to go in the 3rd. 2nd down and 8. Kuhn. Some good moves to get inside the 10. Beecham got him down. So it'll be 3rd down and just a few inches to go. Kuhn nearly picked it up.
Yeah. Good job. He knew where he needed to get that first down. Tries to get it. Can't. But 3rd and 1, less than 1. This Montana State offensive line, they feel pretty confident right here.
It's just been a pleasure to watch this rushing attack tonight. 3rd down and 1. Malot's going to run for it. And he's got it. 1st down, Montana State. The last time they met in October, Rini, the Bobcats ran for 360. They're getting there. It's 3:55 right now, and we still have more than a quarter to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're going to get there, and they look like they're well on their way to a, dare I say, 400-yard rushing game. They've been that dominant. And with multiple players, too, which is always nice, right, to see you have that kind of depth. But when you have a quarterback that can run the ball like Tommy Malott, it's just, what a weapon.
Jared White, number 3, checks in the backfield. Native of Frisco, Texas, hoping to get back home. And he gets the football here. White is stacked up. Like you said, Frisco has been a really nice home for the national championship since 2010, but it's going to change venues, going to the Vanderbilt Stadium in Nashville starting next year. But the FCS championship game, what a delight to watch that in recent years. It's such a celebration at the Division I level.
And I like how they move it around, you know, get some different places in there. And it's if you've never been to that venue, it's a bucket list, no matter where it is, a bucket list event to go there. I've had the pleasure of doing it a few times, and yeah, it's a bucket list. Get there if you can.
2nd down and goal. Malott gives it to White, and he bangs his way to the 5-yard line. James Newby, top sack guy in the Big Sky this year. There he is, number 1. 10 sacks coming into the night. You know, I think Montana State has done a pretty good job keeping him, you know, out of the headlines.
Well, think about Keyshawn James Newby at 5.5 sacks combined versus Oregon, the number 1 ranked team in the nation, and Wyoming, another FBS program. That's pretty good against 2 good programs.
Third down and goal. Montana State trying to add to a 28-point lead. Malott sings it to the end zone. It is caught, and that is a touchdown. Taco Dollar.
Got a couple flags after the play, and I got to believe it's because Taco Dollar threw the ball sky high in the air, so we're probably going to get an unsportsmanlike, but a nice throw by Malott. Low, excuse me, where only Dollar can go down and make that catch at the goal line for the touchdown. But we're going to get the call right here.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct of the offense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That is number 14's first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification.
You got to give Coach Brent Vegan something to yell at his players about. So Dollar's going to go down, make a nice catch. Just make sure he secures it. Yeah, he's definitely got the hands underneath it, makes the catch. I like the throw by Malott, too, nice and low. And then Dollar throws the ball up sky high. I saw it from the booth right after he catches it and gets up. That's what the unsportsmanlike conduct was for.
Well, we told you he has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Extra point is good, and Montana State running away now late in the third quarter.
Okay, y'all.
Head out on the highway, born to be wild.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. There's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing. Make ribbons here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser.
Guess I'm gonna walk away.
So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico step on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
What a job Brent Vegan has done in his 4 years here at Montana State. 2021 got to the national title game. National runners-up to the Bison in 2022. Lost to South Dakota State in the semis. 2023 lost to the Bison in overtime here last year. The deciding factor in overtime, a blocked extra point that would have sent it to another overtime. But, you know, Brent Vegan has been outstanding since coming to Bozeman.
See that 45-9, obviously on his way to being 46-9. Coming into this game, he's also 29-3 in Big Sky, against the Big Sky, on his way to being 30-3.
This is picked up by one of the Idaho Upmen, the Martinez scoop. Big tight end gets it to the 45 of Montana State. Well, Vegan, the FCS National Coach of the Year, the Eddie Robinson National Coach of the Year. He won the conference award, wins the national award. You know, there are going to be a lot of people looking at him maybe for other job openings, but he says he really loves Bozeman, Montana.
I mean, you talk to him about that, and he just... It's not that he's very appreciative that he won the award, but it's more so because it just shows for his team, you know, nothing personal in him. I love his demeanor is just how he looks on the sideline. That's how he was in meetings with us. He's just very calm and collected, and he's a really good coach.
And this might be his best team yet.
Yeah. We talked about that game last year in overtime against NDSU. What a bad taste it left in the mouth here, losing that game in overtime. And his team did not like losing here like that last year. So the team kind of has a chip on their shoulder this season.
No, it galvanized this bunch for sure. So Idaho with their best field position. First time starting in plus territory. Lane on the slant to Dwyer. Dwyer slips inside and gets inside the 40, a gain of 5. Zach Cruz makes the tackle. There you see his counterpart tonight, Jason Eck, who has also done a great job with the Idaho program. He said, though, coming in, we need a perfect game to pull off an upset tonight. And let's be honest, some self-induced errors have led to this big deficit here as we get close to the fourth quarter. That's knocked away in the secondary. Nice play by Bryce Greavy, the younger brother of Brody. So Idaho, the last 4 drives, a fumble, a punt, picked off, and then turned over on downs after a fake punt.
Yeah, and you hit it on the head. Some of those were self-induced, and you just can't do that in a game like this. But they're going to keep fighting.
This crowd, quite an adversary. When you come in here, you got to deal with almost 23,000 fans. It's pretty loud here at this altitude. Off the hands of Cummings, incomplete. 4th down.
And it's just plays like that. You know, maybe Cummings doesn't get the first down, but you got a positive play and you get this 4th down a little closer. But you're back to 4th and 5 here.
Fourth and 5. Pressure, hit as he throws. Is that a live ball? Now it's going to be incomplete. Brody Greavy. There he is again, number 41, the big defensive end, got in there and applied the pressure. And Montana State will take over on downs.
Yeah, we thought Greavy was going to be a problem tonight. Took him a little while to get going, but he's getting after it now.
Well, bowl season begins tomorrow. Jackson State, South Carolina State kicking off at noon on ABC. The Cricket Celebration Bowl at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And in the IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl, South Alabama and Western Michigan at 9 Eastern on ESPN. Love bowl season.
The busy season, but I love it.
A lot of football as your wrapping presents ahead of the holidays. Bobcats going back to work. Colson Kuhn in the final seconds here of the third quarter. And now we've got an Idaho man slow to get up. Dallas Afalava, their big defensive tackle. First team All-Big Sky, freshman All-American a year ago. He's been a big part of this Vandals defense this year.
And Dan Jackson mentioned Afalava as well, saying the big defensive tackle needed to be stout up front tonight. And for the most part, I mean, they were pretty good and solid in there, but you know, once the game got away from them, boy, it was tough to hold this running attack down for Montana State.
They got him up. I don't think they're going to put any weight on that right leg of his.
Yeah, you just hope the big guy's okay.
This is the third straight FCS playoff appearance, 14th overall for Idaho. And of course, Idaho came back to the FCS in 2018 after 22 years in the FBS. They just feel like a good fit in the Big Sky Conference. Some natural rivalries.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, the last time I called an Idaho game, they were in the Sun Belt Conference in FBS.
We're going to the fourth quarter, all Montana State, as they eye a semifinal appearance. 45-10 Bobcats.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. People throwing parties, ugly sweaters everywhere. Stockings hung up by the chimney with care. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
What a storied program Montana State football is. The NAIA national champs in '56, then made the move to NCAA Division II, won the national championship in '76. when this division was known as 1AA, won it in 1984, 40 years ago, and now trying to do it again here in 2024. And Tommy Mellott has struck again. Finds Jones. Jones inside the 5-yard line. Nearly another touchdown for these Bobcats. 55 yards.
And they're going to give Adam Jones a bunch of you-know-what in film session because he kind of got caught from behind. It happened to him earlier this season. They gave him a lot of ribbing. But what a great play. That's an RPO, folks. This is what a run-pass option is. It pulls. It looks like it's going to be that quarterback power with the two blockers. They don't go downfield. Jones slips down the right side and a good throw by Mellott.
Jones 93 yards receiving. He's got more receiving yards than rushing yards tonight. And he's got another touchdown on the ground. That is his 4th touchdown tonight as he hammers it in from 2 yards out. Larmond is shaken up on the play for Idaho as Montana State has just thrown another haymaker here to start the 4th quarter.
Well, Adam Jones said there's no way I'm getting stopped after getting tackled short of the end zone on the reception. I'm getting this thing over the goal line.
The previous play of a touchdown is under further review.
And I thought we were going to get a review. I saw the replay booth at halftime eating sandwiches, and I said, guys, you can't eat. You had no reviews in the first half, and they kind of laughed at me. So we're going to get one here. Remember, the nose of the football just has to break the front of the goal line.
Well, it's really hard to tell from that angle.
So in case my wife's watching, because she likes this analogy, folks, the front of the line, picture it as a sheet of water that goes up to infinity. If the nose of the football touches that sheet of water and puts a ripple in it, you have broken the goal line. You have broken the plane, and it's a touchdown. And I don't see anything, Clay, on video that's going to overturn the ruling on the field, of course, which was a touchdown.
That angle right there, it appears that Jones may have gotten in. This one doesn't help as much, but Jones, if it does stand, his 4th touchdown tonight. Again, you know, he was carrying the mail really from the start of the game.
After review, the ruling of a touchdown stands.
Because Humphrey is out, because Davis is out, Jones knew he was going to have a great game, and he certainly has.
And the beautiful thing for Montana State is you get a great game out of Adam Jones, and you're able to completely rest Scott Trey Humphrey. And now you're going to get both of them in the semifinal game here at home.
(52-10). Montana State looking for their 6th straight win over Idaho here in Bozeman.
Tis the season of tangy barbecue sauce, pork, onion, pickles on home-style buns. It's that time of year. It could only mean one thing. McRib is here.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 combined cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit.
No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours. Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
Montana State with the big lead here in the fourth quarter over Idaho, and Adam Jones adding another touchdown on the night. And he told me his success as a redshirt freshman, it's really simple. It's a credit to the 24 seniors. He's been able to replicate the way they go about their business, being intentional with everything that they do, especially his quarterback, Tommy Mellott. And he joked, you know, I'm also pretty hydrated. He drinks more water than anyone else on this team, 2 gallons every day to be exact. And guys, to do some quick math for you, that's 256 ounces. So well outdoes probably everyone else.
Yeah. I'm glad you did the math, too. I wouldn't have come up with that. What a night for Adam Jones. 4 touchdowns for the Big Sky Freshman of the Year.
He's done it with speed here as he presses and bounces to the outside, but he's been really good on inside zone as well. He'll square his shoulders, get up front, get downfield, lower those pads, and he's done it through the air as well. He's caught a bunch of passes tonight as well right here, and he's just had a tremendous night. And we talked about, oh, by the way, just a redshirt freshman.
95 rushing yards. And part of this 400-plus rushing yard attack. Another tackler upended. Boy, Pottinger with a strike over on that far sideline. And there's Jones. It's that sideline. You wonder now, you know, how many of the starters for Montana State actually see activity here the rest of the way.
For one play, doing the helmet off.
Yeah, at this point of the game, I know you have the whole fourth quarter, but you have such a big lead. You got to get some reserves in and start thinking about the semifinal game next week.
This is Buchanan with some room. Buchanan to the 40, the 30-yard line of Montana State, and he's shoved out of bounds by Pottinger.
Now, you can't do that. I mean, if you're defensive coordinator Bobby Daly, you're going to be pulling your hair out because you just can't give up big scores. If they're going to score here, you got to make them earn it and take time off the clock. You cannot give up big plays, and boy, Buchanan almost took that one to the house.
45 yards. Jack Lane flushed out of the pocket, throws to a wide open man, and Buchanan hit by Neil Daly right there on the sideline. That's actually going to be a loss on the play of a couple of yards. So noticing that Brody Grebe, the star defensive end for Montana State, he's not on the field. Looks like his night is done. Kenneth Iden, the other starting defensive end, he's not out there. So Bobcats are starting to rest some guys. Here's Buchanan again, and he's driven down to the turf. Bryce Grebe, the younger Grebe, who played some 6-man football.
Yeah. So he says,
out there.
Take my brother out, but we're still going to say Grebe because I'm going to make some plays now.
Now, think about this defense, too, Rainey. I mean, they lost 3 starters to ACLs earlier on in the year, but they've just got so much depth. They have overcome those.
Yeah.
Lane has time. He's going to throw, and it's incomplete. Wanted West Barranco, true freshman receiver. That's a little bit too tall. Lane is picked up off the turf, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and you just talked, both these teams actually have overcome injuries throughout the season, but that's the attrition, you know, of college football. You're going to lose guys. You're going to get banged up, and especially when you're playing in December. It's a long season.
How about this crowd with a 42-point lead, like the game is still hanging in the balance, on its feet. Wayne getting pressure, got rid of it, and it is caught, and it is going to be a touchdown for Dwyer if it stands, but there are a couple of penalty flags in the secondary. And this might be going against Montana State.
Holding, defense, number 7. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Second touchdown for Jordan Dwyer. He has had a nice night, one of the bright spots for the Vandals.
And give Jack Lane credit. He was looking down the barrel. He had a defender coming right at him. He knew he had to stay in the pocket. He was going to get hit. Throws it up and gets a touchdown pass. And we said, Idaho's fighting. They're down big, but they're going to keep fighting. That's the type of team that Jason Eck has. You love to see no quitting them.
Dwyer, 175 yards receiving after 166 last week. 4 touchdowns in the playoffs. They're going to go for 2. Lane. Incomplete. Threw it to the back of the end zone. There was a lot of traffic there. So the 2-point conversion fails. 52-16, 12:31 to go. Now Idaho still fighting. Jack Lane with a touchdown pass. But it's all Bobcats here in Bozeman. Fourth quarter. 52-16.
Mamacita.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
During the Ram Wrap Up the Year sales event, get $5,000 combined cash allowance. Plus, current Ford brand owners or lessees get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the purchase of most 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Please tell me the camera was on.
Hosting a holiday feast? Let Popeyes cook something everyone will love. Serving it as a home-cooked meal can be our little secret. This year, take a holiday from cooking with Popeyes Festive Family Box.
If you hit a quarterback and if they got up, you didn't do your job.
And there is no magic formula for controlling the New York Sack Exchange.
The New York Sack Exchange.
Flecko, Lyon, Salam, Gastineau.
If you hit a quarterback and if they got up, you didn't do your job.
They were a brotherhood.
There is no magic formula for controlling the New York Sack Exchange.
But brothers don't always play nice.
Flacco could not stand me.
I said, we're waiting all day for you.
Well, get down on the stairs.
I don't know what you were doing.
I'm still trying to forgive and forget.
Boy, this team looks like the #1 national seed in the FCS. Montana State dominating Idaho 52-16 here in the fourth quarter. Montana State just gave up a touchdown to the Vandals, but they're ready to get the ball back. And I don't know how many people have left, but it's not too many Bobcat fans who have gone to the parking lot. Here's their season recap. 13-0, the Big Sky champs for the 16th time. And they won at FBS New Mexico in the season opener with 21 points in the fourth quarter, and they've been rolling ever since.
By the way, you can't leave a stadium when Neil Diamond's playing.
No.
That's like a law.
No, I think there is a law against that. 52 points tonight. Came in averaging, over 41 points per game.
And you see the 13-0, but Coach Vegan told us that we had some oh crap moments. They came back from behind to beat New Mexico. We talked about the UC Davis game.
As Jared White takes that one to the sideline. And they're going to start this drive near the 30-yard line. Try and burn some clock, eat some clock, and get on to the semifinal round.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we see Tommy Olott come back out.
He's not.
Yeah, we're going to see Chance Wilson. And it looks like an all-new offensive line as well for Montana State. So post-sale substitutions for the Bobcats.
Wilson played the lion's share of the fourth quarter of the win over Idaho in October, and looks like that's going to be the case here again tonight. As Kuhn gets another run. Man, he continues to run with authority. That was a hard run, brought down at the third level by Marshall. It's a gain of 16.
And it doesn't matter what running back they throw at you because they're all quality. And Golson Kuhn shows you his footwork, his quickness. And they all have good vision. They find that hole and that little explosion, that pop there by Kuhn.
Kuhn had a 100-yard game against Mercyhurst back in September. So Chance Wilson, the Oklahoma native. This is his 8th appearance of the season. And now he's going to show off his feet. Gets to the edge. That's a first down run for the quarterback. McCormick is able to shove him out.
Yeah, Chance Wilson says, I got some footwork as well. It's just not Tommy Millott. Got the running back, the tight end, schlep out in front of him, and Wilson says, turn the corner on this one.
Don't forget the NCAA FCS Championship coverage continues next Saturday. Semifinals on ABC beginning at noon. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Alongside former FCS All-American Rini Ngoli, I'm Clay Matvick. Morgan Uber down there with her heavy winter coat on the sidelines. You know, actually tonight, Rini, I'm of course we're in the comfort of the booth upstairs, but you know it's a fairly pleasant night. The wind hasn't been nearly the factor that we thought it might be, but the temperatures have dipped down into the 20s.
I think it's fair to say it's been a mild Montana night. Now, I'm sure Morgan's probably a little chilly down there. I feel bad to say this. I'm actually sweating in the booth here, but sorry, Morgan.
Of course, the Kibbe Dome is home for Idaho. They play in the temperature-controlled confines of that stadium at home. 2nd and 7. Wilson throws, and that's incomplete, batted away as McCormick got a hand on it. It was intended for Schlepp, who had a touchdown early in this football game.
And you might say to yourself, boy, you know, they're up big, why are you throwing? You got a new quarterback in there, you're gonna run your offense. That's just a good defensive play. And Tommy McCormick, and we talked about it in the first half, he's really had a nice game tonight for Idaho. He's been all over the place.
Ontario Latin Henley, true freshman running back, checks in. He lines up as a receiver, now comes back in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Wilson kind of bobbled it. And he's going to be stacked up at the 40 and slung back, no gain.
The way Wilson reacted, I think he thought that Henley took the ball. And he kind of looked out and was like, oh, the ball's still in my hands. Let me go forward with it. It was just kind of a, unorthodox play. And you see Coach Vigan talking to him.
So, for the first time tonight, the big 6'9" Brendan Hall is going to come out to punt. He only punted once in the meeting with Idaho in October as well. Marshall is back, and he's going to call for the fair catch. And it's going to bounce inside the 5 and covered up at the 1. John Johnson, who has an interception tonight, doing a great job on special teams on the punt coverage unit. That's a 39-yard punt.
I wasn't born yesterday. That's why my car wears Coopers.
Because I'm hauling precious cargo.
Because my daughter's a storm chaser. So yeah, my car wears Coopers.
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 Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
Oh, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's Drew! Drew! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
That's the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers Deal. 2 singles for $5 or 2 doubles for $7 for a limited time. So, how is it? Deal this good speaks for itself, I guess. DQ, happy tastes good.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Well, earlier today, 6 Montana State seniors graduated. There you see in the photo, defensive lineman Nicholas Corum, linebacker McKade O'Reilly, long snapper Tommy O'Sullivan, Drew Polidor, and Miles Jackson. But it was only 5 guys that walked the stage. That's because quarterback Tommy Malott, he did not attend the ceremony. He wanted to limit being any type of distraction. TD Tommy, I mean, he's a pretty popular guy here in Bozeman on campus and just demonstrates the commitment and laser focus to his team, guys, and clearly had that tonight.
No doubt about it, Morgan. Great to see those guys accepting their diploma here at Montana State, and you know, congratulations to them. It talks to the depth of this program. It's not just about the athletics, it's about the student athlete experience.
In the world of college football now, with NIL and the money and the transfer portal, at the FCS level, yeah, a few guys will move in the transfer portal to move up and make some money, but the majority of these guys, it's culture, it's student athlete, it's getting your degree like we just saw, so kudos to them.
Not shocked, though, that Malott decided to not walk. Wanted to focus on this game tonight. This is complete, caught around the 30 by Cortez Menevar. Gets up the sideline to about the 37. That's a 30-yard play. There you see Tommy Malott. Just another great chapter in the storybook he has written here in Bozeman.
Oh, no doubt. He's gotten better each year. Tremendous leader. He's the guy you want leading this team. And listen, they're in a good position to win their first FCS National Championship in 40 years.
8.5 to go. Idaho scored a touchdown on their last drive, trying to get more points on the board before this thing is all said and done. Cortez Menevar, another catch. You know, and again, this Idaho game really shifted after that onside kick. It was tied at 10 midway through the second quarter. Idaho was right with this Montana State club, but a failed special teams play in this game turned. Buchanan, first down, slips away into plus territory, down inside the 45.
And going back to that second quarter, to me, there was 3 plays that cost 17 points. The onside kick, Montana State gets 3 out of it. The hamper fumble running into his offensive lineman, they get a touchdown on it. And then they give up that 63-yard run to Malott with 35 seconds left in the first half. You just can't do that.
Buchanan looking for leverage on the outside, pulled down by Zach Cruz. Buchanan picks up a couple. But what a year it's been for Idaho.
Yeah.
You know, 10 wins. It's only the 3rd time in program history they have been a double-digit win team.
Went undefeated at home. I mean, did a lot of great things this year, did Idaho.
Jack Lane, all kinds of time, slings it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Buchanan, so it'll be 3rd down. You think about the season opener, Rainey. You know, they're taking on the Oregon Ducks. I mean, who could win a national championship this year in the FBS. They held the Ducks to 24 points, then beat Wyoming and Laramie in week 2. It was really a great start for Idaho.
And you see that bottom one right there. 6th toughest schedule on FCS. Played Albany from the CAA week 3. I mean, just a treacherous schedule for Idaho. And they've navigated it and had a heck of a season. And unfortunately, when you get to the playoffs, it's got to end for somebody.
This crowd is relentless. Slant. Dwyer, another catch, and it is right at the stick. Did he get it? Yes, he did. Jordan Dwyer, brought down by Lucky Lekepa, the free safety, as we go under 7 minutes.
And Dwyer's one of those players, had such an outstanding season. You feel, if you're an Idaho fan, man, you hope an FBS doesn't come try to pluck him out of the portal, give him a few bucks.
Yeah, he's just a redshirt sophomore. This is Art Williams getting some work here in the 4th quarter. That's a first down run to the 19 for Williams. If you remember back to that October game, it was a 3rd quarter fumble by Williams that kind of changed the trajectory of that game 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Williams. Good strong run inside the 15. Second down. It's a gain of 5 for Williams. You know, they were without Nate Thomas, their leading rusher tonight. The Vandals knew that they were going to have to find a ground game somewhere, and it really just didn't materialize tonight against this front.
And it's good to see Art Williams running hard, a young player, redshirt freshman. We talked about the fumble last game, but running hard tonight, you love to see that.
2nd and 5. Slam. And that is going to be close to a first down for Noah West-Baranco, the true freshman receiver. And he got it. First down and goal to go for Idaho.
Yes, we got a lot of young guys on both teams, both sides of the ball, getting in this game, getting some meaningful reps here for their careers.
Play number 11 of this drive. Art Williams slams his way close to the 5-yard line. Well, even though the score is not going to indicate at the end, you know, at times this was a very competitive football game. The balance of that first half, Idaho was right there. Dwyer, a big reason why. A career night for him.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. But just too much on the other side of the ball. Montana State is pretty stacked, top to bottom on offense and defense.
Jack Lane sprints up, now throws back, has a receiver open, and that's going to go nowhere. Who was that caught it? It was Knappich.
Yeah, by receiver, if you mean the big left tackle.
Yep, tackle eligible there. Knappich makes the catch.
Yeah, and it was actually
for an injured player.
It was actually a lateral play. Threw it back to him, and it looked like they had it set up. But
now we got Zach Black, defensive tackle, down for Montana State. And you don't want to see anybody getting hurt right now. You never want to see players get hurt, but this game is, you know, decided with under 5 minutes to go, and you want to lose somebody for the next round if you're Montana State. Black, junior out of Meridian, Idaho. And, you know, depending on what happens tomorrow, a couple of good teams going at it. South Dakota, UC Davis. Davis gave Montana State a rub in Davis, California. They came back and played the Bobcats to within 2 points. I mean, that's going to be a great matchup at the Dakota Dome tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that one. And this is the nitty-gritty now, right? We get into this with these teams. It's the best of the best.
FCS championship game, we'll have it for you, 7 Eastern on ESPN from Frisco, Texas. Maybe for the last time as the championship game moves to Nashville next year. So out of the injury timeout, 3rd down for Idaho. Wayne from the pocket steps up and he's slammed down. Sacked. Hunter Charbonneau, the big nose tackle, gets home. There's a marker down.
And big Hunter Charbonneau. Good push from the middle there. You got some of your backups in and playing hard and gets there for the sack. We'll see if it holds up, see what this penalty is.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 50, 15-yard penalty. That is number 50's first unsportsmanlike towards disqualification. 4th down.
So now 4th down, they're going to take the penalty yardage. I mean, Leighton Vining has been a critical part of this offensive line coming together. And you make a mistake like this, and it might take points off the board for you.
Yeah, it's kind of just a frustration penalty. You saw Vining kind of throw him to the ground at the end, and that's what he's telling his coach, Jason. It didn't look like anything egregious, but the flag gets called, and that 15, the down counts, of course, because it's a personal foul, and they're going to go for a field goal here.
Cameron Pope hit from 32 earlier. This is from 43. And that is going to spin through good for Cameron Pope to make it 52-19. Well, it's V Week here at ESPN, and we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. There we go. Game-changing research that helps save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. He's Rini Angoli. I'm Clay Matvick. Morgan Uber down on the sideline as this game is now 52-19. Final minutes here in Bozeman.
Speaking of V-Week, great to see Dick Vitale, Dickie V, doing good. Got a clear PET scan from his cancer, so love to see that. You know, we'll hear Dickie V again.
Yeah.
Always praying for him and pulling for him.
Boy, the people here in Bozeman have put on a good show.
Finally getting something to crawl out, trickle out a little bit here.
Yeah, they have stayed almost to the bitter end. Now a few starting to file out to get a jump on the crowd in the parking lot. And this is going to be a touchback. So Tommy Millott had a great night at quarterback. Chance Wilson was out there for the last series for the Bobcats. But when you've got touchdown Tommy Millott, who is not only a great passing quarterback, but he's their leading rusher. And he's been absolutely outstanding here tonight. I mean, this is why Montana State is such a force here in the postseason.
You cannot win a championship without a top-notch quarterback, and Tommy Millott is that and then some. Can make a ton of plays. He's a leader, understands what he's doing, very intelligent. Exactly what you need.
2 passing touchdowns, a rushing touchdown tonight. 279 yards rushing for this team. We talked about Adam Jones, how he kind of led the way for the ground attack. 4 rushing touchdowns. And then even without Scottre Humphrey, without Rohan Jones, their top target at tight end, especially in the red zone, they didn't have him available tonight. They moved right on along here without missing a beat.
Yeah, and the interesting thing with Rohan Jones, he's that H-back tight end. He is a matchup nightmare for defenses. So moving forward, boy, if they can get Rohan, I know they're going to get Scottre Humphrey back next week. There's a good chance they get Rohan Jones back as well. And that's that matchup nightmare that offensive coordinator Tyler Walker loves to have.
You see the guys missing tonight. Humphrey over 1,300 yards rushing. Jones 8 touchdown catches. So, I mean, they were missing a lot, but you'd never know it.
Yeah, I mean, Jones 6'3", 240, and he can run like a deer. I mean, he can run.
Wilson takes off. He's hit down at the 30. This will be 4th down as we're getting close to that 2-minute timeout. Sports Center with Michael Leaves and Nicole Briscoe coming up as soon as we're done here. They're going to talk about the Heisman Trophy tomorrow, a preview of that. Joel Embiid, a sinus fracture. I've never heard of that. And then a preview of the NBA Cup in Vegas. Now, the Heisman, is there any doubt in your mind?
Travis Hunter's going to win it. Now, if I was voting, Ashton Genty. I saw Genty. I had him week 1 at Boise State. He is everything you want, and so he would get my vote, but there's just too much publicity and push. Travis Hunter's going to win it, but he deserves it.
And Montana State is going to win this. We're down to 2 minutes to go here in Bozeman.
Great.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I realized life isn't about knocking people down. It's about lifting them up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G.
Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Ooh, the DQ Cheeseburger Lovers deal is back. 2 single cheeseburgers for only $5, or 2 double cheeseburgers for just $7? For real? Oh, tell me it's as good as it looks. Deal this good speaks for itself, I guess. But you better get it before it's gone. DQ, happy tastes good.
Marketers are spread so thin. You've got to generate leads, then score leads, then contact leads. But is it leading anywhere? There's so much content to make, so many channels to manage across so many campaigns. You have to be everywhere, all the time. You're in overdrive. Are you over it? But with HubSpot, it's never been easier to create content that breaks through and campaigns that drive revenue. So impossible growth feels impossibly easy.
This is the point of view camera for the rodeo runout before games here at Bobcat Stadium in Bozeman. And you know what? The football team a couple of years ago repaid the favor. Some of the players got out before a rodeo event here at school, and they ran out. I tell you what, this is a unique campus, a unique place to go to school.
Oh, it really is. Great conference, Big Sky, tremendous.
That rodeo run out before games, I mean, if that doesn't light you up, get ready for football, nothing will. Second punt tonight for Hall. He'll drop it inside the 30, checks up dead at the 27. A minute 48 to go. Idaho is going to end the season 10-4. Tell you what, though, they never lost fight here in the second half, even when it's been an uphill climb.
Yeah, no, and you knew that. Again, a Jason Eck coach team is going to fight to the end. But you said it a couple times in the first half. Jason Eck told us we have to play a perfect game to beat this team. They felt like they needed to do that. They didn't do it, and in trying to do it, they took a couple risks. It just didn't go their way.
And how about this Bobby Daly defense? Defensive coordinator, former Bobcat All-American linebacker, elevated to defensive coordinator this season. I mean, this defensive unit has done a really nice job. Nick Josephek comes in to play quarterback, and his ball is tipped and nearly intercepted by Pottinger. Now remember, back in October, Josephek made his first career start at quarterback here in this stadium against Montana State, and he ended up suffering a broken collarbone in that game.
Yeah, it's a tough place to start, but, you know, going back to defensive coordinator Bobby Daly, he's been here 6 years. He was a holdover from Coach Choate. Yep. Coach Vegan loved him, kept him, and now he's the DC, and great coach.
Josephek wants to throw again. This one is complete to West Bronco. Looking for yardage after the catch. He's shut down pretty quickly. It's a gain of 7. Clock continues to move. 90 seconds to go here in Bozeman. Looking forward to tomorrow. A lot of great games in the FCS. A couple of them played indoors, too.
Yeah, and you're going to love it for Montana State. You can sit back and watch them.
There's Josephek. He'll sit down after picking up the first down. Let's go ahead and look at the brackets. And the Bobcats will be watching for whoever comes out of the Dakota Dome tomorrow. South Dakota State is the favorite, but you never know. Incarnate Word has had a nice year. And Mercer, can they give North Dakota State a threat? We'll find out.
Can we get an upset? We haven't had one yet.
Deep throw here for Josephek, and it's going to come up empty. Wanted West Bronco.
And good coverage by Takari Carr, 22. Turned those hips and ran. You know, Coach Daly told these defenders, do not let someone get over the top of you here. Do not get beaten. Carr did a nice job there, young corner out of Compton, California.
Here's the DC, Bobby Daly. Man, you talk about a guy who loves football.
Yeah.
Eats it, sleeps it, drinks it.
Enjoyed meeting with him yesterday.
Joseph Eck. Pass is caught. Williams gets away, stays on his feet, tries to hurdle a tackler at midfield, and is slugged out of bounds by McMillan. All right, so one more look at the bracket. Montana State has been confirmed for the 3:30 slot on ABC next weekend, December the 21st.
I'll be in the studio in Bristol with Matt Berry watching these great matchups. So,
and don't forget the championship game, January 6th from Frisco, Texas, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. Joseph Eck in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Loss of 6 on the play. Second sack tonight for this defense.
Idaho, they're first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
Logan Frederickson, the defensive end, is going to get credit as Idaho wants a timeout here.
You hear the boo bugs from the fans because they want to go home. But, you know, we talked about not really having any upsets yet, right? It's been chalk.
Right.
You looked at that one game. Watch out for UC Davis. I know it's a 5-4 game, but watch out for Davis.
Yeah, that would be a mild upset at best. But they've had a great season. And, you know, we saw what they did to Montana State.
Yeah.
Came back, roared back, and nearly pulled an upset here a few weeks back. South Dakota's had a really good year. So out of the timeout, 43 seconds left. Joseph Eck trying to get Idaho on the board one more time before this one's all over. Flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield. Gonna pump, and he's just gonna angle out of bounds. So now it'll be 3rd down, and don't forget about the FBS championship. I mean, there are so many great games to look forward to here. I know you talked about Tennessee, Ohio State. That's a coin flip. You really like Indiana, Notre Dame.
I do.
A possible Hoosiers upset there. And again, that would be a mild upset.
And actually, the Texas Clemson game's intriguing. Now, Arizona State gets a bye. Boise State gets a bye. The one tweak I think they're going to do next year immediately is they're going to reseed. I don't think they're going to let people slide in like that and get a bye week. They're going to reseed immediately. That's one tweak they're going to do next year. Be shocked if they don't.
3rd and 7. Joseph Eck has it tipped again. Jake Vegan, the coach's son, almost intercepted that. And, you know, Vegan's got another son, Grant, who's committed to Montana State to play quarterback. He's 6'7", and he's going to be coming here.
Yeah, he's got the height in the family.
So here it is, 4th down and 7. Final swing at the ball here for the Vandals. Here they come. Joseph Eck escapes. And he'll sit down short of the line to gain, and that's going to do it. Bryce Grebe got to him. As Montana State can run out the clock and keep their perfect season alive, they are going to go to 14-0, a record 14-game winning streak for the Bobcats of Montana State.
Yeah, kind of fitting Grebe makes the last tackle of the night. Just wasn't Brody, it's little brother Bryce, but it's been an outstanding year to this point by Montana State, and not over for a long shot for them.
There's a smile for Brent Vegan. National Coach of the Year, Conference Coach of the Year, and now he wants a championship. 52-19 is the final score. Montana State, they look like the team to beat this year in the FCS.
They're going to get a couple guys back next week. Scott Trey Humphrey got to rest. Rohan Jones didn't play. They're only going to get better next week here in the semifinal.
Great game for Adam Jones. Tommy Mellott, touchdown Tommy, was his typical great self as Montana State, for the 5th time, advances to the FCS semifinals and the 4th time since 2019.
They're a deep team, so if someone's maybe having an off night, there's other guys that can step up. They're deep on both sides of the football, and they're going to be a tough out.
There you see it, Montana State in that 3:30 game on ABC next weekend. They'll take on either South Dakota or UC Davis. Some great games tomorrow. For Rini Ngolia and Morgan Uber, I'm Clay Matvick saying so long from Bozeman. Michael Eaves and Nicole Briscoe in Sports Center. Coming up next.
Where do you go? You go to 5. He had 23 points, 6 boards. T-Wolves push it back to 8. Anthony Davis for 3. He had 23, 11, and 3, but the Lakers are still down 5. Next possession, Mike Conley, no. You get the rebound, and then you lose it. Julius Randle to McDaniels. Season